Hello, I'm Ravik Hunter, and we are Legends on Paper, an eclectic group of longtime gamers with a passion for Dungeons & Dragons. We're not voice actors, professional gamers, or paid performers. We are regular people just like you, except that we will probably make complete fools of ourselves as we attempt to have fun and entertain. If you enjoyed tonight's production, please follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to our channels on Twitch and YouTube. To find out more about us, please visit www.legendsonpaper.com. And don't forget, most importantly, to tell all your friends. Thank you for joining us on this epic journey as Legends on Paper presents The Greatest Adventure. Welcome back to another episode of The Greatest Adventure, presented by Legends on Paper. A summary of last week's events. The party delved into the tomb of Lord Euclid Dormont, the king that never was. It has proven perilous from the start. After carving a hole below the obelisk marking the gravesite, Styx literally fell into a pit trap that left him battered and bruised. Beyond the pit, a trail of dry bones led into a dark, web-filled corridor. Clearing the webs with their torches, the heroes came face to face with a tomb guardian that rose from a pile of bones on the floor. The skeletal figure called himself Sir Rafe Turnbull, royal protector, tasked as the guardian of this tomb. He demanded they speak the name of the usurper for him to stand aside. Hildy offered Lord Monmouth, the noble that had defeated Lord Dormont centuries before. The tomb guardian crumbled to dust. Following the bone path further, the party discovered a large chamber lined with sarcophagi on both sides of the trail. And another tomb guardian stepped from the darkness. This one called himself Sir Quarrick Dragnus, Knight Protector of the Special Guard, and demanded the heroes answer with the name of the master that the guardian served. Once again, Hildy called out a name, Lord Euclid Dormont. There was a deafening crack of stone that echoed throughout the chamber as the lids of the sarcophagi fell away, and 6 more tomb guardians leapt forth to attack as Sir Quarrick strode forward with malice intent. The correct answer, of course, was death. Thrust into combat, the heroes destroyed Sir Quarrick and 2 other tomb guardians, but 5 remained, defending the tomb of their long-dead patron. And that's where the group will pick up tonight. And so we're going to begin at the top of the turn order where we left off. For the one that has the bow, by the way, I had dropped it some time ago because he had run out of arrows. So now he's fighting with a rusty sword. So all of them are melee at this point. And we're going to pick up with you, Nihilus, top of the order. What are you going to do? Let's get you on a map so you can see.
I think it's cannon that skeletons don't have brains because the one with the bow has about 6 arrows sticking out of him as you...
Yeah, he's got a number of arrows sticking out of him as well.
Which I'm assuming he didn't think to pick off and use as his own, but I will...
He has a skeleton. He has a tomb guardian, so...
I'll have him count and shoot the same one that had the bow.
Okay. All right, got it. Go ahead and make your attack.
Pretty sure that hits 24.
Yes, it does.
For a whopping 7 points of piercing damage.
7 points, okay. All right, so he was in pretty bad shape before. Now he's just like, he's teetering on the edge of oblivion at this point. So, but he's still up. And anything else, Nihilus, at this point?
That's it.
You got a little room to move ahead if you choose to, or you can keep your space. It's up to you.
I'll stick where I am. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, Nim.
Nim is going to touch herself and quickly do a lay on hands on herself, giving herself 9 points of health. And then I'm in melee with someone, correct?
You're familiar with, like, all of them.
Yeah, I'm just going to stay where I am.
Okay.
And that's it for Nim's turn.
Okay. Which one are you attacking?
I'm not attacking because I use my action to heal.
Oh, sorry. Yep. Okay. All right. Okay, and the rest of the turn order goes Styx, Hildy, and Jolo. However, there are 2 that are between you. 1, 2, 3, actually, that are between you. Okay, so we have the one with the bow is going to attack Nim, which is right in front of him. And so he reaches out with his rusty old sword, taking a swipe at you, Nim. And I don't think a 16 is going to hit, is it?
Does not hit you.
Okay. And then we got one in front of Hildy there. Got a kind of a diagonal that's making a swipe at her. Maybe a little better on that, an 18.
An 18 will unfortunately hit her.
Okay. You gonna take the hit?
Yeah, because even if I use repel, it's still 18.
Plus, you still have a plus 2 from Nim.
Oh, that's right. We were buffed. So I have that plus 2. Then no. In that case,
So that doesn't help?
I will use my repel.
Oh, you will? Okay. Well, that will certainly turn it. And moving on to the next one that still has Bane. And that one's sitting right in front of Styx, I believe. Making an attack on him, minus the 4. We'll see how that goes. 19?
Yep.
Okay.
Take it.
So even with the...
I'll take it.
Take it away, man.
Ooh, he's gonna have to take it like a man, because that's a solid hit. As he that rusty sword gets thrust into his gut for 10 points of piercing damage.
Can I use shield?
You want to borrow Hildy's?
Mine is still active.
On you. And then we got one other. No, that was a 3. Okay, so that's it. So it brings up Styx. You may respond, sir.
Oh, I am pissed at that guy. Swing my rapier at him or stab him with it.
Make an attack.
You can't shoot a rapier.
13?
13. This is... Just as a reminder, they're wearing chainmail and shield. Rusty as it may be, it's still effective. And bearing the rusty blades.
That's it.
That's it for Styx?
Everything's fixed.
I think you might.
I believe I have one between Styx and Hildy. And then the last one between Hildy and... No, I don't. Hildy, you're up next. And then I have one between you and Jolo, and then one after Jolo.
Okay. I realized it did not affect the weird ghost things, but maybe skeletons have some kind of a brain in there. I'm going to use Disparage Ego. They have to make a wisdom save.
All right. And you have a DC. Oh, it doesn't even matter. No, he fails.
Well, then if they have any sort of a brain in there, he would take 2 points psychic and disadd on his next attack roll.
Okay, yeah, he appears to take the damage. You can see kind of a grimace of pain as much as a skeleton figure can do so.
Oh.
And you say he's at disadvantage
Yes.
next round. Okay, anything else from Hildy? All right, so then we have one between Hildy and Jolo, which is the one off to the left of Hildy, to the right of Hildy. He's diagonal though. Is he within 5 feet of you, Hildy?
This one?
Yes.
No.
Okay, so he's the one that's further back, just waiting to get in there. Can't crowd himself in, but there is another one right next to him, but it's not his turn to attack. So the one standing there... Okay, you see him reach down, and he comes up, sand just kind of like a sieve pouring out between his skeletal fingers, and he tosses it in Hildy's direction. Now, Hildy, you still have shield up.
I still have shield up.
18, and I think that's going to just...
That will not hit.
Okay, so unfortunately, he's unable to cast sand in your eyes.
That wasn't nice.
No, not at all.
Smart move for a skeleton.
Well,
Is it a spell? Sand in your eyes.
Yeah, he's got a little bit. He's got a little bit of a brain.
Sounds like a love song.
We all can cast it.
I want that spell. I love it.
You're up. What are you gonna do?
what's the skeleton?
Jolo is a man of great heart and caring. And after watching his friend, his comrade Styx, fall upon the sword, he reaches down deep and he casts Turn Undead.
Oh Lord!
It just came to him like a lightning strike. This is what he can do.
This is what a lot of pressure does to between sessions,
How do you feel peer pressure again?
especially when.
J-O-L-O.
I know he was thinking about it all.
I know, yeah. And then with the extra week, just grating on his mind. He probably had dreams about it. Okay, so they all have to make a wisdom save at a DC of what, 12?
I believe it's 13.
14?
13, I said.
Okay, yeah, there it is. Okay. All right, so all 5 of them.
Is it only the ones that can see him, or how does that work?
If they can hear me
Yeah.
or see me.
Right, and they're all within.
Oh.
And, Jolo has a bit of a voice. He's like an opera singer almost. There's his other career choice, not to reveal his
Is that where you're
backstory.
going with? Opera singer?
Well, no, Jolo decided not to. Yeah. It's kind of a long story.
Oh,
Wow. The good news then, for
involves-
one, I've only rolled a natural 1. And that is,
which one do we get to roll third?
that's the one that's holding the bow. So
He dropped the bow.
Yeah, but
that was holding
Oh.
the bow, the one figure with the bow. The rest of them all rolled above, except the one with the bane, maybe. He's not the one that rolled the natural 20. Ooh, bringing that one down to an 11. So the one with the bane failed as well. So we got 2 of them that failed, and they will run on their turn, right?
For the next minute.
Okay, as far away as they can from you. So skeletal figures don't really have expressions, but you can kind of get the idea that is just by their mannerisms, and then of course your connection with the spell, knowing that it was effective on those 2.
is this area still
On their turn.
working?
Yeah.
I believe, yes, I believe Nihilus is still concentrating. Okay. On that area. So, unless he says otherwise, I assume it's there. Or we run out of time. Okay, the other 3. So the one with the
The bow and the bane
bow and the bane both failed. Yep,
on
You
there.
want to put a
correct.
thing on them? Or? No? Okay.
I'll just-
Okay, so they will have to run. And then we have the last guy, which is the one on the other side, right?
This one way over here.
The Bane one?
No. The Bane one was one that attacked earlier. There should be one last guy there
This?
that has not attacked. That is.
He's in back. He can't have done
No,
anything.
he's the one that was between Hildy and Jolo. There should be one more.
Between Hildy and Jolo. Jolo's...
No, behind. I mean,
Okay, got it.
in the turn order. Yeah. So there should be one more that's like diagonal to Hildy, I believe,
This one?
that has not attacked.
He threw sand in my face.
That's the one that was too far away from you, right? Is that the one you get your finger on?
No.
Okay, so the one that was too far away from you is the one that attempted to throw sand in your face.
Got it.
Yeah, the one that's, I guess, in your face is the last guy.
The one that's in my face is the one that swung the sword and got repelled by the shield. And then sand in the face also got repelled by the shield.
Right.
Okay.
And so do you have somebody else in your... And then there should be...
On me? No.
Okay, so who's the last guy on over there?
Not the bow guy, not the Bane guy, then it's the guy that's diagonal.
Try to stab Hildy. Try to sand Hildy. Bow. Bane.
Okay, the last one then that's diagonal to Nem is it within...
Yep.
Is it connecting with her square? Okay.
Kinda-ish.
Well, as long as it's
Yeah, just hit.
diagonal.
I mean, no. No, Tim.
Okay, so he's making an attack on them and misses miserably. So no luck with that. Okay, something else that was going to happen. Okay, all right. So then we're back at the top of the turn order with Nihilus.
Which I don't think he has any inkling that those are turned, and he probably wouldn't care. He's going to shoot the one that he's been aiming at this whole time that has the bow.
Okay, yep.
That hits
Okay,
by a lot, 20 plus something.
all right. Roll your damage.
10 piercing.
Okay. So at the final arrow, as you can see the skeleton figure beginning to turn, the Tomb Guardian preparing to run away. You hit it with the arrow that you launched toward it, and watch as it just kind of crumbles as it begins to its movement, falling into the space that it occupied. So, bye-bye. Anything else, Nihilus?
He'll just take aim at another one.
Okay. All right, the dogs of hell working. Okay, so it's going to bring it in.
And I'm just gonna take a aim at the bone jangles in front of her.
Okay.
One sword. Plus I get 2d4.
That's the one that was diagonal. That's a hit.
That's 9 points of damage.
9 points. Okay, and it too falls as it crumbles into a heap of bones.
I can now use my movement to go up into melee with another one.
I believe you're in melee with another one just off to your right, correct?
Yeah, you're in between two. If you move, they'll get an attack on you.
No worries, I'll stay where I am.
Okay. All right, so that leaves one. That was the one that was attacking the sticks earlier, correct?
Did you miss me?
That's the Bane one.
No, there's one between. There was three between Nim and you, and then they killed two, and then the Bane one is.
The Bane one's on six.
Okay, so he's preparing to run. So he's going to run as far as he
What's the
can,
move?
which is going to be 30 feet.
Is there an opportunity attack?
There will be an
option?
opportunity attack, yes, if you want to take it.
Am I aware that he's turned or?
No, you're aware that he's running.
I see him running.
Yeah. Okay. Anybody want to take an opportunity attack on him?
Nim and
Yep.
six.
Okay.
Get a free attack.
Go make your attack.
He's gonna.
17 to hit.
That is a miss.
Do it. You can save it.
Sorry.
You can kill him.
Okay.
All right, that hits. 21.
21 does hit.
Yay.
Jason, so 11.
What's the damage? Okay, so he kind of stumbles forward from your hit as you kind of rack his spinal column and portions of his ribs, sending him kind of stumbling forward for just a moment, but then he rights himself and just kind of turns around, no longer affected by the.
Great.
So he didn't run away?
Oh, he began to run away until you hit him,
Oh.
and that arrested his running. So all
I saw him attack. I was gonna let him go, but
after all that, Joel, both the guys that failed.
We will have words later on in the next campfire.
oh, we will.
And Sticks, now you're up.
We will have words.
With your actual
He's
turn.
going to take a swing at him.
Okay.
TT, you just hit him last time.
Oh, nice. 24.
That's a hit.
Oh, nice. 17.
Okay. Right to the sternum. And this thing, the bones just kind of crumble around your blade and it falls to the ground in a heap.
Then I will move.
I'm gonna hit him from there.
Okay, Hildy.
Oh,
Hildy, you are up with one of the remaining skeleton figures on deck, and then Jolo.
Hildy didn't have a lot of success with that one, so she's gonna swing her sword again, because it's apparently what she does best. Natural 20.
Wow, okay, so we're going to roll a 30 on that tonight and see what happens.
Want the 31st?
He rolls or you roll?
No, it's his roll.
It's at an angle because of my dice. 7.
7, okay, and that was with the sword?
Short sword.
Or sword, okay. Okay, so you slice into its midsection. It doesn't have hot blood and viscera to spray. So
Shame. I like this one.
essentially, lots of bone dust and kind of moldy spores and nasty stuff like that. But it's essentially stunned until the end of its next turn.
And my attack did 11.
11. Okay, that was a good amount of damage too, but it's still barely up, if stunned for the moment. Okay. All right, then we have the one between Hildy and Jolo in the turn order, and that's the one standing in front of Hildy, correct?
I think so.
Nickel in there.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's see which one it attacked. I think it attacked Nim last time. It's going to attack Hildy. 18.
I'm going to use my last repel because I don't have a lot of points.
Okay, so you're able to deflect that blow. All right, Jolo, you're up.
I can't currently see any of the skeletons, but if I move that way, I think I can, right? Yep, that gives me a line of sight to that skeleton.
Yep. As long as you have line of sight.
And since I can't physically touch him, I'm going to have to use Toll the Dead on him.
Okay.
And since he's weakened, I have a good,
He fails.
excellent. So that's exactly. So that's a D12.
Yeah, because all of them are injured.
That's 12 damage right there.
Wow. Wow.
Do I get to describe the sound of the bell as
Yes, you may, as you destroy this creature.
Usually I'm the one being destroyed.
So describe your bell.
Yeah, so this is like a slow-mo action scene as I whip out bells in both hands. Yes. And I do a twirl, like maracas, but violent maracas as I do my dance. And I just see this thing explode into dust. Like the San Francisco skyline with the smog and the fog and all those other terrible things on the West Coast. And the skeleton just falls into a pile of gold coins, which I later collect.
Bone dust? Yes. In case you might need
Can we give him a little more hit points?
And then,
just one more.
and then the most critical part, everybody clapped, especially Sticks.
And then you woke up. I do need you to roll a d6.
This is all going on in his own head.
This whole drama is playing out.
4.
4, okay. And I need you to roll one more 6.
Yeah.
Do we know why we don't mind doing
Yeah,
this?
because you just woke up this many more guardians.
Oops.
Your bell called them.
Another 4.
Okay. All right, cool. Yeah, you feel normal. Everything's good. And, anything else, Will?
Everything's always good.
Anything else?
Yeah, I put my bells back in. You know, like RoboCop. I twirl them and then I put them back into their holsters. Do I blow on each one first? I don't know.
Are these really little, tiny little bells, like, or are they like,
It's not the size of the bell. It's how you use it, man.
I expect you to
Only
bring
people with
props
small
next
bells
time.
say that.
Okay. So if that's it for you,
That's it for the skeleton, really.
all right. Yeah. So that's it, right?
No, there's one more.
Oh, there he is. Yep. I couldn't see him. Okay. Yep. And one last one, and that is
Tell us when
right
it's his turn.
next to Hildy.
Stick. He might be closer to Nim, but I'm just saying.
Okay. So between the two of you, keep rolling odd, man, and that means Hildy.
Why is Hildy the odd?
It's because Jolo's never really. But no luck this time. No luck. You still have your shield up, and so, but even still, it didn't even come close to hitting you.
Okay.
And we're back at the top of the turn order. With Nihilus.
So
Did he move when he attacked? Did
No.
he come closer? No. Then he couldn't reach.
Well, if he's 5 feet away from you, yes, he would have moved up to attack you.
No.
He's the one that's
Yep.
that threw dirt in your or sand. Okay.
Fast.
Yeah, I can't see him behind that wall there.
That happened in Bloodsport also.
Now let's go ahead.
So, if I can get line of sight by moving to the other side of Jolo, would that be able to get a bead on him?
You can probably shoot right through Jolo's head.
He's behind me?
You can actually come out. It's the only
If I have a line of sight, I'm gonna shoot him from there. I'm gonna use Jolo's shoulder as like a.
You're also like 2 feet taller than Jolo. I think you could probably
or hit him.
or him. You roll a 1, it would go like right in the back of his neck.
I literally just rolled in that one.
Did you really?
I rolled in that one.
Wow.
Nice.
Okay. All right, so roll your d30.
He's rolling a 1. He's rolling a 1.
What'd you roll?
17.
17, okay. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It wouldn't hurt me that the arrow would just fly out and then come back like a yo-yo or something.
Okay.
That's how I would do it.
Yeah, so the bow from or the string on your bow, as it kind of,
See?
you release it maybe too early, and just slaps you upside the cheek as it moves by violently. The arrow kind of, the back of the arrow just kind of like cutting into your skin. And rather than Jolo taking any damage, you take 3 points of damage
In the face.
in the face. And now you have facial scar.
Better.
Jolo turns around and says, "No, hit them, hit them."
Did you all see this?
No.
Probably
behind
not,
us.
since he's behind everybody.
I'm facing the other way.
And Styx might have seen him.
Still want him as the leader, huh?
Foolish shenanigans.
6. Check you.
And then the arrow just hits the wall and cracks and breaks. Irretrievable.
You mean like his vial?
Yes, exactly the vial. Anything else, Nihilus? Any other?
Great strengths, feats of strength. No, I'm just gonna recoil in the corner and reflect on why my fleshings are so sharp.
Yeah, some weird fletching.
Does his
Okay,
charisma go down now that his face is horribly scarred?
it could.
Could be distinguishing.
Now we're up.
And Nim's gonna lift her long sword and take a swipe at the skeleton in front of her.
Okay, there's 2 of them in front of you.
One of them, the one on the left.
Okay.
No, there's only one left.
Yeah.
Oh, just that one right there?
On the
Okay.
left.
I can't see around that stupid wall.
23 points, 23 to hit.
Yeah, that's a hit.
Eight points of damage.
And that's enough. As you destroy the creature, watching it fall to dust and shards of bone on your feet. Anything else, Nim?
I named him John Bone Jovi.
John Bon Jovi. Okay. I think.
I'm
I
going to use
think.
my action to move towards the next section.
Okay.
Section?
I think
She
she
has to go
moved
in
here.
further.
Right?
Well, there's a big area that's
There's
going
an
to slow
area
it down.
angle.
Can't she go
I'm
around?
trying to walk through it.
Yeah.
I'll actually just go around as far as I can go. Thank you.
Okay.
Wow. Turn Undead really turned the tide.
Oh dear. Sure.
They could be a sudden death. They would have came at us anyway.
I think all the 3 that were between Nim and Styx are now dead. Right? We only have the 1 left, correct?
No, they're gone.
We all.
Oh, that's it? That's it? I thought I was looking at one right there. Okay. I'm showing
That's filthy.
That's still
showing 1 hit point for something, and so that must have been for something earlier. Okay, so the tomb falls silent. as you destroyed all the Knight Protectors, at least as far as you know. You still have what appears to be a gated portal at the opposite side of the room that's just at the edge of your light, plus all the open sarcophagus that stand before you. The path of bones running all the way up to the graded entry. What do you guys want to do?
Who is light?
I can do light.
It is shiny.
Well, I think Jolo has still got light on his shoulder, right?
That only lasted for an hour, I
Yeah,
thought.
it was only an hour.
I'll pull out my lantern then.
Okay.
And I'll just start looking.
Well, we had torches from clearing the spider webs, but
Yep.
I don't know if they got dropped or not.
You've got a white cleric, just theoretically.
Sticks is ignoring you and starting to look at the bodies.
I think the injury he sustained is getting to his head.
Are we all okay, Sticks?
Quick, somebody heal him.
There's a large hole in your stomach.
Nah, it's not. It's just about a scratch. Start looking at the bodies.
Oh my
Okay.
goodness, Nihilus, what happened to your face?
So there's not a whole lot of remains in terms, they were all wearing the rusty chain, they were holding shield, they had a rusty blade of some sort, whether it was a long sword or a short sword. There was the bow that looked like it was, just barely holding itself together. A few arrows scattered around, but the bodies themselves are basically just shards of bone and piles of bone dust within the remains of the tattered remains of clothing and armor. So there are a total of 7, including Sir Korik, that you can investigate if you like.
Going right towards
Silas is going to drop his concentration on the difficult terrain,
Okay.
and he's going to collect as many salvageable arrows that are around he can find.
All right, roll a d12.
18 for me.
Okay.
And then also have a look at those coffins in front of her to see if there's anything.
So you can smell, that kind of that aged, musty. The air here is very, very still. All the dust immediately just kind of falls to the ground. But as you kind of search through it, you kind of move it back up in the air again to this what used to be, textiles and whatever they were wrapped in, some sort of a linen, perhaps that might have been laid over them, is all just completely gone to dust. And when you look inside, the sarcophagus, Nim, it looks, it has a stone interior, and you don't see any color from any of the fabric that was there before. Of course, the body is no longer there, as each of you destroyed them after they rose up to attack. And so other than just piles of dust here and there from whatever used to line these stone sarcophagus, it appears empty, but you can search around in it if you like. You'd have to almost because they're so high and literally up chest high in terms of how high the sarcophagus are from the floor, you'd almost have to climb in them to investigate the interior, as they're quite deep.
Yeah, I think that it would be beneath them to do that, so I'll just make my way to the door that I see in front of me.
Sticks will do it.
Would people a foot taller than Nim also have to crawl inside, or could we just peer down in?
That's a little bit easier for you and Nihilus, for sure. But in terms of full investigation, checking the floor of the sarcophagus or the lower areas, because it is quite deep, might be a little challenging that way. The one body that you checked, Sticks, the only thing
I was looking at Sir Cork.
Okay, Sir Cork. What you found in his little dust pile, obviously everything he was wearing, and then the armor, the blade, and so forth. There's no value to that whatsoever. But there is a signet ring that almost seems brand new. And it's made of gold.
Precious.
It's made of gold, and you pick it up.
Yes, I will not hesitate.
As you snatch it out of his remains, you can see clearly on the front of it, it bears the likeness of a partridge under 3 horizontal swords. And it looks like it's probably worth about 50 gold.
Is that the same?
Sorry.
We saw,
No, this is a, demure swan.
Yeah, I was going to say it was a swan with
Yes.
the outside on the rock.
Yep. And this swan's what you see on in the outside that are really, passively very obvious. You see some of the same very faded, but obviously not a lot of weathering going on down here. But you can see clearly that there are demure swans in places on the stone sarcophagus themselves. Where the lids are cracked and all that. You can kind of mentally put it together.
The bird that tried to kill me, Milas. Be careful over there.
So was it just a swan or a swan under 3 horizontal swords?
No, that was a partridge. That was something different. So yes, it was a demure swan is what is engraved on that particular ring.
What makes a swan demure?
I was thinking
The way it
this
curves its neck and lets away.
It is scary.
You're thinking the same thing as Jolo, yes.
I know, this morning.
So Styx is going to climb into one of the sarcophagus?
That's what he said.
He will definitely
Okay.
have no hesitation.
All right. So it's not hard to climb in. It's just a matter of, climbing over and in, and then you're like fully in this thing. Roll an investigation.
Miles is just shaking his head, thinking,
16.
we didn't come here to rob graves.
Actually, that's exactly what we came here to do.
It's solid. I mean, it's solid stone as far as you can tell. If there's any kind of paneling or anything that you would expect to move or be able to shift or whatever, it seemed like pretty solid rock.
Everybody else is just hanging out. I'm going to start doing the other ones. Check the other bodies.
Okay. So, just each one of the sarcophagus are almost. I mean, they're almost made from one solid block. Aside from their lids, which are now cracked and broken as they had been thrust off and fallen onto the floor next to them. But each one of the bodies, so there's 6 others that have that identical gold ring, and it's easy to find. So if you're checking all of them, like you just said, then you're able to easily find the gold among the bone dust and shards. Total of 7.
7 of those rings?
Yep, total of 7.
And they're all demure?
They're all with the demure swan.
Well, when Hildy sees him climb into the second sarcophagus, she's gonna yell at him.
Stick, what are you doing? We're not here to rob the dead. We're here to find the king, so we don't have to keep working together.
Just making sure there's nothing else going to come out of these things.
I'm not happy with you, Sticks.
You see anything in that grate over there? And I'll point to the portcullis or whatever it is.
So Nim was the one that was
As I
first
search.
approaching it. It looks like a very, very stout iron gate. And it's made of bars that are about an inch and a half in diameter. And they're less than 4 inches apart, leaving very, very little room between them. What are you going to do? There's also, as you get close, Nim, you can see on the wall above the gate, as the light source that you're using right now is the
Lantern.
Lantern. I know Nim has dark vision. Is there any other light source?
Well, Hildy's got a little bit of a glow about her.
Right, she's got her little glow.
She'll join Nim since she's mad at the stick.
I collected a bunch of stones when we first entered. I'd like to cast light on one of those stones in my hand.
Somebody threw a light stone in here earlier, right?
Well, he tried.
No, but then again, a second one, correct?
Oh, he threw it. It bounced back. I picked it up and I threw it.
Yes, and it landed in the middle of the room. And so, yes, that's why the room's illuminated. Okay, I knew there wasn't an issue with light. So it's still going. So the whole room is illuminated in light, and that, of course, disrupts your dark vision. But as you get close, you can see that above, in the shadows above this gate, some sort of script. It reminds you of the script that was on the obelisk on the outside of the tomb. which I believe it was Styx and Nihilus.
Nihilus was the one that figured out.
Yeah, between the two, we're able to determine that it was Old Lyonesian. So it looks like it's in the same kind of script.
Nihilus, come read this.
Yeah, I'll go up there and take a look.
Okay.
Let's keep something.
All right. So, Nihilus, you're not an authority on Old Lyonesian. Fortunately, with Styx's help earlier and his knowledge of current Lioness language, you were able to piece it together. And it was a very short phrase out there. This one seems to be much longer, at least 3 lines. And so you can roll history if you like, but it's going to be a disadvantage.
Can we help him?
If somebody helps him.
How do we help?
I'll call Styx over.
But you'd have to actually speak the native
I'll
language.
poke my head up from one of the caskets.
Styx, come give me a hand. This looks to be the same writing as we saw outside. Maybe we can figure this out as well.
Okay.
I'll look down, then I'll go, okay. I'll climb out and brush the dust off. Then I'll walk over like a pouting child.
Nice. He's got all 7. Yeah.
We got him.
I like you said we.
Yeah, none of us do it.
We're all followers
They
of
saw
Joel.
me digging.
And then he's going,
So with Styx's knowledge of the current language and the fact you guys worked on it together before, Nihilus's intellect inherent to his racial characteristic, you can roll the history at advantage.
Okay, before I do, I'm gonna call out to Abe and cast guidance on myself.
Okay.
And because I'm still bonded with Nim, I have my other D4, and so
Does that work for ability checks? Or skill checks?
the bond does.
Okay.
The bond does, yeah.
what?
29.
Okay. Yeah, easy enough.
What's that? Concentration.
The thing with
Taken off.
and even with that great roll, it takes you guys some time. As Styx moves over there with his lantern, the rest of you kind of get a glimpse of what's beyond the portal, because you can still see through, even though the light is of course affecting any dark vision and so forth. As the light just kind of passes over and into the area a little bit, you see what appears to be a massive white marble statue of a warrior standing maybe 10 feet on the other side of this grate. Don't get a lot of detail as the light is quick to pass up and then focus on the writing above. It takes about a good 20 minutes to kind of piece all this together. But once you do, you're able to determine that roughly what it says is, "Here lies the last lord of House Dormont, the king that never was. Leave him in peace, lest his restless spirit rise to exact revenge for a destiny he failed to realize in life."
Well, I don't like the sound of that.
Look
Sorry,
down.
Rabbit, can you read it again?
Sure. "Here lies the last lord of House Dormont, the king that never was. Leave him in peace, lest his restless spirit rise to exact vengeance for a destiny he failed to realize in life."
Oh, I liked it even less the second time.
Sounds like reverse psychology. I think we should go in.
This is what we're here for, though.
I'm gonna take 5 steps back and then look at Joe and go, any potions or healing kits or anything that you pirates use?
Suppose I can heal you up. Ah,
Wow.
I'm-
A miracle.
you know what? Just for that, no.
You get healing and turning undead in one session.
Well, the turning undead did a lot of big difference there. So yeah, I'm gonna cast. How badly are you hurt? Really badly?
I look like
it looks like somebody stabbed him in the stomach with a sword.
I'm
That sounds pretty bad.
Pretty bad.
I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on you. I'm gonna stare at this big hole in your abdomen where you was shish kebabbed. I'm gonna say, fix it. Does it all magically happen?
If that's the way you want to do it, absolutely. You feel you feel the faith of your God Suna rushing through you as you cast healing upon him.
And you know what? I'm even gonna roll. Maybe that'll help help the process a little. It does.
I'm gonna roll up again, Stag.
Well, it's not like you're rolling into a curved Tupperware or anything.
You guys want to sit down for about an hour or so while we try to come up with a plan?
9 would
That
be.
might be a good idea.
Roll a d6.
Who?
You, Jello.
2.
Okay. You're fine. Everything's cool.
You're scaring the crap out of
Seeing Styx get healed, Hildy is going to remember that little gnome vial and she's going to drink it.
Okay. Make a con save.
That's not funny. That's not funny.
It is for all of us. No, it's not.
9.
9. Okay. All right. So the good news is you gain back 2 hit points. You feel the healing wave rushes through you, and then you feel nauseous, and you watch as Hildy first feeling euphoria, from the healing that goes to pulse through her body to a nauseous wave of sickness as she throws up all over the
I'm sitting behind you. I can see it very clearly.
Well, I ran away from the door. I'm Jolo.
The good news is Jolo's clothing is in such a state, it doesn't matter. Practically did
Then
me
you
a
feel
favor.
okay again. Then you feel all right.
I'm sorry you had to see that, Nihilus.
Why don't you give him the vial? This could be like a Hallmark ending.
Oh, do you want this bottle? Solo broke yours.
Nope, I'm good.
It's very particular about vials, apparently.
Yeah, it's just like a 1/4 ounce vial. That's how little this thing is. 1/4 ounce.
Save it for the blood.
No, he'll potion.
Oh, I'll save it for the blood. Don't drink the blood, though.
You got.
I believe the fat man wanted a carafe of blood.
You said carafe. Anybody have a carafe?
Somebody mentioned a carafe.
We can get the carafe later.
So you've identified the writing. It's quiet, dark, except for the light you carry. What are you going to do?
There's a knock on the gate in front of us.
Yeah, is it a portcullis? Is it a gate? Is it a...
Passively, as you look at it, you see no hinges, no locks, no latches. It doesn't appear to be a doorway outside of the fact that it is an iron grate that appears to have been forced into the opening between this chamber and the one beyond it.
When you say forced, can we tell? Sorry?
The city wanted to rest for an hour. He might be tired. His face has got a big jagged thing on it.
So now we have 2 characters with disfigured faces.
Why don't you guys sit down for a bit? I'll take a look at it. Sorry, see it again. See
Okay.
the edges and see if there's a way to open it or if there's a loose way to push it.
All right. Yep. Roll your investigation. You guys taking a short rest right now?
23.
Okay. So what you discover in the few minutes that you go over it, going over it pretty well. In fact, there is no opening mechanism. It doesn't raise, it doesn't lower, it doesn't shift. It has literally been pressed into this opening, and would have to be, unless there's some magic involved. Looks like the only way that you'd be able to remove it is to forcibly remove it. And it doesn't wiggle, it doesn't give. It is solid in there.
And so we are resting for the next hour. Just curious for everybody else.
Well, I thought
I
while
was
you were
suggesting
investigating.
that for you guys that are low on hit points, it's up to you.
Resting for an hour is not going to help me.
Was-
But I'm pretty good now. Started cleaning blood off.
Yep.
I've think we'll probably make it.
Anybody have a rope? We can probably.
Don't some of you have crowbars that you were using earlier?
Yep.
We can try the crowbars. We can also somebody have some more rope. Mine's hanging from the entrance. Otherwise, we can use some rope and all of us try to pull it out.
Would a rope be strong enough to?
It's not old. It's only we're all pulling on.
I think I used my 2 lengths of rope and the grappling hook to get us down here, so you probably still have yours.
No, I think I tied mine up with the horses.
As it happens, I have 50 feet of hempen rope.
Somebody tied all the way around the obelisk.
Oh, that was me.
Okay, and then
That was Nyland's.
That was Nyland's.
Stick tied up the horses.
Yeah.
Right.
So
So-
Jolo's offered his.
Yeah.
So do you guys want rope? Do you guys want a crowbar? Or do you want to guys use rope?
Why
I'm
don't
gonna
we do
take out
that?
my 10-foot plank.
I'm not too sure crowbar's going to work. There's no real lock or anything that we can like wedge against, is there?
it's just basically crossbars. Again, there's a little space where you can actually put your hands in and hold the bars, but they're not moving. They feel pretty, sturdy from what what sticks would tell you.
I'll tie the rope to the securely to one of the. It's so.
The bars, the crossbars, okay. And you're gonna pull at it yourself?
I'm gonna tell everybody.
Okay.
Stand.
As well.
If it's 10 feet tall, we're gonna stand like 20 feet away.
All right. So how many of you are gonna?
That'd be embarrassing.
I'm going to stand behind sticks.
So is it just sticks and them?
I guess we could do a tug of war. Why am I up in front there?
Well, you haven't moved. You want to move?
Yeah, I'll go behind. Now that I've seen you tie it correctly, I was saving it for the blue man, but
Hildy will help.
All right. So one of you roll a d20 with advantage, but I just want a straight d20, and then we're going to add the modifiers, your strength modifiers from everybody that's on the rope to it. And that's
why are you helping then?
0.
Running at advantage, right?
You're just gonna roll it. You're just gonna roll a d20 at advantage, just with no modifier.
Natural 20.
Okay, well, you almost did it herself. So the bars that you had tied on the rope slowly begin to creak and bend as Nim and her mighty force begins to, and the rest of you on the rope begin to pull forward. And with that roll, you're able to make just enough space for a medium-sized creature to just kind of tightly crawl through. It took an enormous amount of effort, Nim, and the rest of you, to create this opening by pulling the bars apart. So it was no mean feat, but because you rolled that natural 20, you just made it look easy.
Good.
I'm going to collect the rope and just pretend I didn't hear that.
And then we'll crawl in.
And you can just remove the gate off of there.
I turned it in. Before you crawl in, do you want me to throw one of these light stones in just to see the other side better? Or?
Yeah, so right now you're facing the dark opening beyond, and the light from the lantern, of course, is disrupting your dark vision a bit, so that it's hard to see beyond just that statue that's kind of reflecting a bit of the light also. So what are you guys doing at this point?
I mean,
I think maybe Jonah and myself that can get through those bars, right?
No, all of you will be able to squeeze through.
He said a medium-sized.
Yeah, a medium-sized creature, which all of you are.
As they're examining the opening, I'm gonna look in one of the other cabins.
You have to poke. One of the other kids finding nothing but a stone floor inside, and lots of dust. I mean, he's like covered with dust, head to foot, bone dust, all kinds of dust.
Jump out and I'll run up and catch up to everybody.
So you're facing this dark opening. Well, I mean, if you jump back in, I guess, what they're seeing, the ones with dark vision, with the light removed is...
No light
What?
stone?
just-
I thought I tossed a light stone in.
Oh, is that what you said you were doing? Sorry,
Yep.
I heard...
I'll say, wait, when you light it, I'll say, hey, give it to me.
Well, I'll give it to Joe since he's like right in front of the door. And the inside.
That's the statue.
Yeah, it's not fallen. It's just
It was just laying down to fit under the.
correct.
Rest.
Taking a rest. It's not gonna fit there. Falling apart. Okay. So the room itself, I'll describe as the glow of light illuminates the chamber. It's a smaller chamber than the one you just came through. I'm gonna switch the camera angle that I think might be a little bit better. Here we go. It's kind of a reverse angle. You see the large marble statue that looms out of the darkness. It appears to be a regal man in plate armor with the heraldic symbol of a demure swan prominent on his chest. Left of the statue sit several clay containers near the wall. Two are broken, but whatever was once inside has long since decayed with age. And then a few feet behind the statue sits a stone sarcophagus, larger than the others, draped with a threadbare but faded banner. And from this angle, it kind of looks like it might be that same demure swan. And then, since the light is very bright in this chamber, you can see that there are two other dark corridors leading off and away from the center.
So yeah, let me see if there's anything we should worry about. Start looking on the ground for traps.
Right in front of you there? Okay.
Just like 10 feet.
Okay, make an investigation.
22.
Okay. So as you check the floor, you're moving aside some of the dust and sand. No, it does not appear to be trapped. But you do note that the trail of bones ends at the gate. Does not continue beyond it.
Just 10 feet, right?
Yeah, it's about 10 feet. It's 10 feet to the
That
statue.
I searched.
Oh, yeah, the 10-foot area, yes. And as you move up to this bright white stone statue, it suddenly darkens as if a shadow has been cast over it. And you see the eyes shift. And its mouth begins to move, forming words as cold as the marble itself from which it was made. How long has it been? Feel the warmth of your flesh. Why have you come to disturb my restless slumber? It's almost like the features of the actual statue are not changing, but it's almost like it's transposed over, similar to what you saw with Jolo the day before, and that these features are just kind of moving over the features of the statue itself. So the statue's not moving.
And I'm just gonna whisper to Six quickly, it's been several hundreds of years
I would
in
say
the house.
we're here to raise you back to your glory. Let's see if I can.
You've got the ring to show him?
What glory?
Glory that never was, but will be. And I'll take 5 feet back.
You see its movements continue to shift on and kind of within the statue itself. It doesn't move forward with you. But you can see it's kind of like gazing around the chamber as if seeing it with new eyes. Curious.
Do you not seek revenge on those who put you in the ground?
Revenge. Long past revenge. What is it I want? I can't remember.
But we don't pull out that black pearl glowing thing.
Is it this?
I'll take another 5 step back.
Are you coming into the
Uh,
chamber?
I guess into the doorway. Looks like we're all kind of stalled there.
So when you hold it up, you can see. I mean, it's a tall statue, obviously, so you can see up at its gaze over the heads of everyone in front of you. You can see the ghostly gaze kind of briefly pause and then flitter away, looking around. Who am I? Who am I?
We need your help, King Dormont.
Dormont. Dormont, yes, Dormont. I am no king. Never was.
Nonetheless, your kingdom is in danger and we need something that only you can provide for us.
What is it you seek?
I know that you've been dead for centuries, but somehow we need the blood of the king that never was in order to save your kingdom that you loved.
You see, when you say that it's been dead, see first surprise on its features, and then as you continue to speak, the king that never was, the blood, you see it reflectively almost grasp at its neck. And as its hands go up to its neck, you can see very clearly at this point, couldn't really see it before, what appears to be a jagged gash in the ghostly features of its neck. And it kind of recoils. Thieves! Thieves! Night protectors to me! And he looks into the other chamber.
There's only one thief.
And it's like he's waiting expectantly. You hold up the... Okay. Thieves. You've come to plunder. You are not my followers. Where are my night protectors? Defeated. Let's ride once more, my faithful steed. It looks over into the chamber, just behind it on the right.
That's right.
Yep, and you see what appears to be the alcove, just darkness. The alcove just suddenly bursts into flame. And as the light of the flame fades, you see this cloud of roiling smoke that comes forward. And then two blazing eyes appear in the smoke. Fiery nostrils billow forth more flame, illuminating the entire form of a powerful equine. Fire blazing at the clop of each hoof as it comes forward. A hide blacker than the blackest night.
Is that worse, Demure?
I'm gonna look back.
Can I do a roll?
I'm gonna look back at Nihilus and say, you can learn to speak to the undead. I draw my sword.
Okay, anybody over 20?
22 for Nihilus.
Okay, Nihilus once again up top. And then 19 was 6.
Yep.
Okay, anybody over 15?
17.
Wow, Jolo. 17? Okay. Above 10?
15.
And Nim?
7.
7. So we're gonna go to break real quick, guys. We'll be back in a few minutes. right, so we've got our initiative order here. It looks like it's Nihilus, Styx, Jolo, Hildy, and Nim. And then we have the this nightmarish steed, and perhaps even Lord Dormont himself in the turn order as well. So we are going to start at the top of this turn order there, Nihilus, with you, as you not only see the brightness of the flames, the horse that's running through it, trailing the flames, the clop of its hooves on the stone floor, rushing toward you. What are you going to do?
So what is, there's now a spirit in front of the statue?
No, that's just a placeholder. That's just showing the spirit where the statue is.
So the statue hasn't done anything.
No, the statue itself has never moved, but you just saw kind of that impression like you saw with the ghost of Jolo, in Jolo, just kind of like fleeting across its features, but the statue itself, as far as you can tell, has never actually moved.
Does it come out though?
No. Again, it's just in the same space right now.
I'm going to try again. I'm going to take a couple steps back towards sort of behind Hildy a little bit on the path.
Okay.
And then I'm going to, again, kind of beseech Neve and call out and ask her to help me restrain this flaming steed coming at us. And I'm going to use Entangle kind of halfway between the horse and the statue.
Okay. Does he have line of sight? I mean, he would move to wherever he has line of sight, so. Okay. So is that,
Want to get them both.
Is that good?
Sure.
okay.
So the horse needs to make a strength saving throw against 12.
Okay.
That's pretty big for it.
Yeah.
As the entangling roots just start to break through, or seemingly break through the stone floor and all around, doesn't seem to slow the steed as it's charging forward at this point.
Okay, and then whether or not it affects it, that's just going to be difficult.
I mean, I know it's difficult terrain, yeah, but it does not seem to have taken hold.
Sure. Okay, that's it from me.
Okay, it's going to bring up Styx. This thing's bearing down on your whole group.
Mostly on sticks.
The horse is like flame, right?
Oh yeah, that's the mane.
Get
The hooves are flaming. The mane is flaming. The flames out of its nostrils, flaring nostrils, as it comes charging forth.
I guess that guy's still in the statue, right?
Yeah, I mean, he just kind of like transposed over the statue.
Guess I will. Surround my foe and shoot my bow.
At the horse, okay.
Because that guy's still in the statue, right? So.
He is the
Yeah, his
statue.
impression is floating over the surface of the statue. What'd you roll? Natural.
You ran me to 1930.
I'm here for you, bro.
Is that
Another one.
We get to roll that again now?
oh boy.
Okay, so as you rush over there, preparing to shoot your arrow, letting it fly maybe a little bit too soon as you're not quite set, you feel your feet slip on the sandy stone, and you need to make a dex save as you're stumbling forward.
22.
Okay, so you save yourself from falling prone, but your next attack will be a disadvantage. Or your next action will be a disadvantage. It could be a save. Could be anything.
That's it.
Okay.
Actually, bonus action. Will
You get a bonus action if you fail a dex save.
I didn't fall. Right?
Or
No, you didn't
no,
fall.
one.
Stumbled.
I go behind there. You know what? I'll go another dash. Go another 10 feet.
Okay. All right, so Jello, you watch as Sticks very nearly bites the turf over there.
Not sticks.
And you're up. What are you doing?
So that is a horse. It's not like
It looks like a horse.
it's a horse-like creature. So would my zebra manacles theoretically?
It looks solid. I mean, aside from all the flames all around it, and it's just coming out of the smoke, so it's hard to tell. You know, it doesn't look a corporeal.
A horse is a horse, of course.
You know what? The zebra manacles. I'm gonna.
Zebra manacles.
I do. I gave you yours back, but I still have his. Did I? Oh, then I have yours. I have one. I have somebody's, but they're zebra. There's like stripes on it.
Yeah, that's not mine.
You know, when this horse eats you, you're gonna be very upset that I didn't use my zebra manacles. Anyway, I'm gonna move. I don't think I can see the horse yet. Can I move that way so I can see both the horse and the statue?
No, there's people there.
You can go.
Yeah,
Or you can go in.
I just can't.
Yeah, just go in.
No, I don't want to go in. Okay, so I see them. And I'm going to cast Bane on them because I know my compatriots are running low on spells and they need easy mode or something.
Okay, so you're going to cast Bane on the
On
horse.
both. No, both. Up to 3 creatures of your choice that you can
Do you have to see them? Because right now you can't really see.
Oh, I thought I moved so I could see both of them.
You can see.
No, but he can't really see the statue from where he is. You have to actually see them, and they have to be within range. So your range is 30.
Okay.
So right now you can't see the statue, but you can see the horse, but he's beyond 30. So do you want to move differently?
Sure. I'm
Go
gonna,
in.
Go in.
I am not going in. I was here, right?
Right.
And can I see the statue from here?
Oh yeah, easily.
And that's within 30 feet. So I'm just going to do Bane on him.
Okay. All right. Got it. Okay. Okay. Now, you're uncertain as to the effect of that.
Oh, I have confidence.
You have lots of confidence.
I'm very certain. I might be wrong, but I have certainty.
Anything else from Jolo?
No. Be careful, Sticks.
Okay. All right, so we have this nightmare steed on deck as it charges forward, leaving a trail of fire behind it. And it seems like it's taking a very, very deliberate route. It is moving through the difficult terrain of the entangling roots that Nihilus put down. But you note that the figure is beginning to rise. And so its hooves are not touching the ground at the first few steps. Okay, so that would be difficult terrain. Okay, it's going to easily get to this point. And it's going to attempt to charge through. All right, so this thing is moving right to the entry, and it's large. It's so large that it has to squeeze through that opening. But it can do so. It doesn't slow down as it charges forward. The flames literally in your face, Nim, as it comes up, and it rears up in the air. At this point, it's about maybe 3 or 4 feet off the ground, and almost touching the ceiling, which is only about 10 feet high, of the cavern above it, and strikes forward with its hooves against you. And this is against Nim. Okay, for 22. Okay. All right, so as you're struck by the hooves, the flailing hooves. Oh, that's not terrible. 8 points of bludgeoning damage, but that's not the only impact of the hooves attacking you, Nem, as the fire lashes out toward your way as well, dealing an additional 9 points of fire damage.
Does each hoof attack independently?
And that is it for the creature,
How do you spell TPK?
as it's right there in your face, blocking that entire way. So if you can't see beyond it at this point with the fire, the smoke, the bulk of its body kind of plugging and trying to force its way through that opening. So any of you that are outside in the other chamber can no longer see inside the chamber. And that's going to bring up Hildy.
No.
Oh wait, Jolo, roll a d6. From earlier.
6.
Okay, thanks. And then Hildy.
Okay. Well, Hildy doesn't want that thing hurting her. But since we can't reach her, no opportunity attack, she's gonna move back out of the way to allow Nihilus and Nim to fight it.
And Jolo?
And okay, no, he's done. He's gonna hold.
Okay. So those of you that are standing in the door, you could feel the heat from the fire.
Now we can't see the statue because the horse is blocking the.
Yeah, the horse, the fire, the flames, the smoke. It's basically just plugged up that area. Okay, so that's it for Hildy?
Yep.
Nim, this thing is in your face. What are you going to do?
Nim is going to whisper a spiteful prayer of rock to me and use her bonus action to utter a vow of enmity against his horse.
Okay.
She is going to raise her long sword and bring it down horse. And bring it up. That is a 19 to hit.
19 hits.
That is a 11 points of damage.
Okay. So it's a little satisfying. You feel your strike against the great bulk of this creature. So you know you're hitting it, and you can see it's kind of. You can see the anger that flashes in its eyes from the strike. Of course, it's still up.
I'm just going to shout at the statue, even though I can't see it, to say, we're actually trying to help you and give you a second chance. And that's going to be the action finished.
Okay.
Is that the screen where you're looking at?
Yes.
Okay.
So at this point, the only one that can really see what's happening inside the room, of course, is Styx. And what you see is the figure, this ghostly figure, rise out and above the statue. And you see it looking around, it gazes over at you. You see its eyes kind of flare, and you hear this hoarse whisper, "Thieves!" And then it rushes forward, not toward you, but toward the opening where the fiery horse has got blocked up. But rather than being stopped, it just continues through. Those of you on the other side see nothing.
So you basically disappeared.
And you hear this, all of you, despite all the chaos going on with the horse, hear this kind of echoing voice that through the chamber from some the disembodied figure somewhere up above, not really clear where. It's time to call my servants forth again. Once more, we will march. And we're back at the top of the round. Nihilus.
Oh man, this is not looking good. Does that horse look physical or does it look ethereal?
No, it looks physical. Yeah, it looks
Looks like an actual horse that's got flames.
Yeah, and you were watching Nim strike it, and look, you could see the strike against it. You can see that, its flesh kind of parted from the strike. So it's definitely took some damage.
Okay, Nihilus is gonna run back about 20 feet or so to get up against the middle sarcophagus.
Okay.
And then he's gonna shoot at the horse.
Okay, yeah, it's plugging up that whole entryway, so
22.
22 hits.
Ring your bell.
It's not my turn yet.
And I'm also going to drop my concentration on the entangling roots, and I'm going to instead use my concentration to mark it as my favorite foe.
Okay.
Me? Actually, mark this tree.
So that would be 12 piercing damage.
Okay. It once again rears up from the pain of the strike, and it's a good shot right in the center of its breast as it's rearing up to kind of force its way through. You see it kind of struggling, but it's still up.
That's it for Nihilus.
Okay. Sticks.
Well, I'm up. And I will take a swing at it.
Okay.
I have disadvantage, right?
What do you?
And I rolled a 1 last time.
Oh yes, you're at disadvantage this roll.
18.
That's still a hit. From behind the horse's ass.
Do I get flanking?
Well, you
You
have
do.
its flank, right?
You literally do.
Unlikely.
Yeah. But that will only help your attack anyway.
15.
15 points of damage. Okay.
Have no more movement. Since I'm behind him, can I hide behind him? If not, then I'm good.
Well, he would definitely, obviously, passively, you can look, he would definitely have some difficult time kind of turning to look at you.
Every time he turns around a little, I'm jumping to the other side. He turns to the other side, and jumping to the other.
From the strike, you took him by surprise, no doubt about it, as it reared up again, screaming in anger from the strike. And it's going to bring up Jolo.
Now it's your turns.
Does this look like a pious horse? We know it's not demure. Is it pious?
Well, that's hard to tell. Maybe a prayer session, and you might.
Okay, I'm gonna lead a prayer session,
All right.
and I'm gonna tell it to grovel before me. I've never seen a horse grovel. Get on all fours and just really get into it.
Right?
Remember what happened last time, right?
No, I don't have much of a long-term memory.
This is an intelligence save?
Bane is a charisma.
No, not Bane.
I'm sorry, command. Command is wisdom 13.
Okay. Okay. And he has Bane. No, he doesn't.
No, I didn't put Bane. I put Bane on the
Yep. On the
ghost
statue.
spirit. Yeah.
He was literally on the statue.
Can a horse physically grovel?
Well, it gets on all fours. That's what I was saying.
You've never seen a horse get too easy?
Yeah, you never seen a horse grovel before you?
Okay. Roll a d6.
Again? I don't know what number I don't want to get. 3? Do I not want to get a 3?
I feel like Ravik's just messing with you.
Probably.
Okay. So we'll see what happens. Anything else?
Yeah, I'd like to move a little bit. I'll let our red-haired companion go after our fired-haired horse a little bit. I'm just kind of ducked behind that first sarcophagus. Yeah, a little bit one bar. Yeah, that's good.
Okay. So then you feel the heat in the hooves that are in your face, basically, just inches from your face. The heat is just oppressive on you. You feel the sweat, dampening your hair, and then suddenly it's all gone, and the horse completely disappears in that space.
You know,
You want to take it out? completely disappears in that space. Hildy.
They didn't reappear in this room with us, right?
Mm-mm.
We should get the blood and get out of here before he comes back. He said he was calling his friend.
Can we get blood from a stone statue?
There's a sarcophagus behind him, you idiot.
I can't see. I'm way back there.
They'll do move forward into the room. It's hard.
Okay. All right, so there you saw the light going. There's some dimness from the light of disappearing with the horse, but you have that light spell in there still. Nim. Hildy pushes by you after the horse disappears. What are you doing?
Nim is going to go over to the sarcophagus and see if there's a way to shift the top of it.
You want to dash? Well, that's how far you can get without dashing.
So you're still a few feet away, 10 feet away.
I'll use the rest of, I'll use my action to move as well. And then wait.
So as you get to the sarcophagus, you can see that it's a stone sarcophagus similar to the others, except that it's a bit larger. And there's that dusty, threadbare banner. Now you can see it clearly does display the faded image of the demure swan. This must have been a very thick, heavier, better quality material than any of the others in the other rooms, there's still some semblance and color of it left. But it covers, it looks like what appears to be, like the other sarcophagus lids, the semblance of a humanoid that's been carved on top of it, but you can't see the details because of the banner that's on top. So, top of the round with Nihilus.
Shoot, I don't know. He saw the horse disappear. He saw his teammates run into the room. I guess I'll use my 30 feet of movement to get as close to the grated door as possible. And I will hold an attack action until I see something hostile, I guess.
Okay, sticks.
Look around for the ghosts, whatever they were. Get over here, put my hands on the sarcophagus and say, whenever you're ready, I'll hold my action and push to help now.
As soon as you put your hands on top of the sarcophagus, the banner, it just falls to dust, and you just literally cascading off the sides of the large sarcophagus, and you can now see the form of, very similar to the facial features of the figure that was transposed over the statue, engraved into the top of the sarcophagus, and it looks like a pretty heavy lid, but it's a finely carved relief, and he's wearing plate mail under a regal fur-lined cloak. The chest piece again is engraved with the same image on the banner, and he's holding a sword under folded hands that's pointed toward his feet, and he has a heavy beard and brow that mark the figure's stern, very stern features, and there's a crown-like band that is sitting over long hair that falls down on his wide shoulders. And so it's very, very finely detailed sculpture, engraving on top of the lid, but it looks extraordinarily heavy. So, did you want to attempt it?
I'm gonna hold my action to help me.
Okay.
She goes.
So we can see this inside. Is the lid lifted? Or... Sorry,
No,
I'm not
it's a carving on top of the lid.
Yeah, it's chiseled on top of the lid. It's like a prone statue on, lying on top of the lid. It's part of it. It appears part of it. Okay. So Jello, what are you doing?
Well, I don't hear, see, smell, taste anything with the horses or anything. I'm going to move up to the only hostile I can see, which would be Nihilus, exactly. I can't reach, but can you bring me closer to the gate. One back. Don't want to get too close to my new buddy. And I'm going to hold my action as well, in case I see any hostilities from my comrade or from the horse or the ghost or any of those.
What are you holding?
Have to say?
Yeah, what type of action?
And if it's a spell, you waste that spell.
Right.
Hold the dead.
Okay. All right. Anything else from Jello?
Nope. That's it.
Okay. All right. So, as you all cluster forward, there is the heavy stomp of hooves, and then suddenly the air fills with heat, smoke. You can smell it intense in your nostrils as the charging steed appears once more, but behind you. And I didn't roll odd; I rolled even, and so it's charging Nihilus. Okay, it rolled a 21.
Pick Joel.
Well, it would have hurt Jolo with the 21. We don't want that.
Yes, that is, if that's what you're asking.
Okay. All right, so you're pummeled in the back by these blazing hooves, and similar to the effect that Nim had to endure, you take 10 points of bludgeoning damage, and then there's fire damage on top of that in the amount of 8 points, for a total of 18, as it pummels you in the back, rearing and snarling and flames out of his nostrils.
I was holding my action to shoot at whatever I saw hostile, but I haven't been able to shoot at it as it was charging me.
No, because it just simply appeared there. So you can still make an attack with your bow because it didn't surprise you, but it just appeared in that space next to you.
Oh, okay, so it didn't charge me, it just appeared next to me.
Well, it was charging, it was moving, but it appeared moving in the space right next to you. So it came out of somewhere and appeared next to you. You could hear the hooves, so you can turn and fire your arrow, but it's going to be a disadvantage.
Right, that's what I was wondering, if it was at all, if it started farther away from me, if it started next to me.
No, well, I mean, it may have started farther away from you, but you didn't see or hear it. And then Jolo also has a held action if he wants to use it.
He does.
So, 17 with disadvantage?
17 hits with disadvantage. What's your damage, sir?
That was good, actually, that was maximums. 15 piercing.
Okay, not bad. Right in the breast at point blank range, driving deep into the flesh of this creature. And it reacts just like you would expect it to, as it's even as it's attacking you and driving its hooves into you. Dello.
Yes, I had a Toll the Dead on him.
Okay, that's a wisdom 12.
Wisdom 13.
13. Okay. As the bells.
As the bells.
Are you?
Did he fail? Did he succeed?
Are you doing your bell dance again, or is this simply?
That was a
casting
special
the spell?
That was a special occasion.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
So
roll a d6.
Don't encourage it.
you know what? I'm just gonna skip my whole bell story in it for this one time. You're never gonna guess where my bells were. 2.
Wait, you roll a D6.
A d6.
D6.
I just did. 2.
2. Okay. All right, and
we're assuming that.
you hear it reverberating throughout the cavern. It doesn't seem to be affected by it, but one thing happens as you feel the magic release. You know that you cast a spell, But as you do so, you all around you, those that can see, the rest of you just see this huge flash of light. As Jolo literally just erupts in a sudden burst of bright light. And it doesn't immediately go away. Bright like the sun emitting from him. And had you been outside, even in the daytime, this would have been bright. Who is...
Nihilus is there.
Nihilus and Hildy.
So I'm the brightest character. I think we already knew that.
So Nihilus and Hildy, I need both of you.
Hildy's facing away. She's running into the.
You don't think that she would have turned at the sound of the hooves? And
And bells.
yeah, I think she would have.
Styx is just going to say, what is that damn cleric doing now? I see the light.
So the two of you need a con save.
I think she should be advantaged. She's right around the corner.
I'll give you that. I'll give you
All
that.
right.
19.
That's angle.
Oh, that would be great. That's still good.
16.
Okay. And Nihilus, what was that?
19?
Okay. So both of you are blinded for just a moment, but your vision clears and you're able to see, although it's bright, it's extraordinarily bright in here. Literally both chambers are entirely illuminated with light, and it's all emanating from Jolo. Jolo, you can't even see his form outside of just this denser light where his body should be.
The light.
Jolo, you feel normal. You're like, I mean, you realize that this light has just suddenly spontaneously combusted from you, and that it's emanating from you all around in every direction, but it doesn't blind you, it doesn't affect you in any negative way that you can tell. It's there, and it's not something you're consciously doing.
Okay, so, you know, I have people speaking through me all the time. Now I have light bulbs flowing through me all the time.
And this is bright. I mean,
like a turnip or like a tulip bulb, just with light coming out of it.
so Hildy, you see this creature return and attack Nihilus. You see this flash of light, and you're around. What are you gonna do?
Well, hell. I saw it hurt Nihilus. I saw it hurt Nim. I am going to cast Renewal 30 feet.
So you were blinded by the light.
I was thinking about it. But really, right now, I'm flashing everyone, right? Is that how it works?
Yeah, just this one constant flash.
From shower scene just to outright flashing.
The area is 30 feet. 6 creatures. Up to.
For what?
I'm going to heal all of us.
Up to 30 feet, though, from you. Radius?
Yeah, I'm trying to think who would be in 30 feet of me. Guess I'm gonna have to.
Radius or diameter?
Guess I'm just gonna have to choose. I'm gonna pick Nihilus because he's the one currently getting beaten up.
By a horse.
So it would be me, Nihilus, and Jolo.
Jolo's not injured.
Well, you still get healing. Whether you use it or not is up to you.
Who looks the worst? Why don't you?
I have emotional damage.
Well, I've seen Nim shrug off a boulder. So. Alright.
I'm not gonna admit it.
Too late, you already did. So, 11 points.
Okay, so 11 back to Nihilus.
So you're healed for 11, Nihilus. Kill this thing.
Yeah, so now that you feel the rush of healing through you, you're not really aware of where it's coming from because of the bright light, but you feel a whole lot better.
Oh, maybe you think it is the bright light. You think Jolo healed you.
Well, he is a healer, known for his healing skills.
We don't know that. We've
think
never
he
seen you
knows
heal
better.
anything.
I just healed Styx a few seconds
We
ago.
didn't watch.
It's probably the gnome potion.
Alright, and then I'm gonna take my full move and get over by Nim to help her.
Is that it for Hildy?
That's it.
Okay, so that brings up Nim. Nim, you weren't affected by the blindness of the light, but it's still there. I mean, it's still shining forward. You may not even be aware that it's coming from Jolo. You just know that there's a massive amount of light coming from the other chamber.
How far is the horse away from me?
It's a pretty good distance. About 60 feet?
Oh, yeah. I don't know, 60.
And do I have a straight shot at it with a javelin?
If you moved 5 feet,
Actually,
You-
about 60 feet, yeah.
yeah, so if you move 5 feet, then you wouldn't have to contend with the statue.
You holding an action right sticks to lift.
Yeah, I'm there ready to push it.
I think I'm going to push it. Push the lift.
Okay. All right, so if you're the one rolling,
Time-
Sorry?
Sorry, I was just saying what happened last time you pushed it. So
Guys, on opposite sides, both pushing.
Forward six.
Yeah, you're both pushing away from you. Hey, you're here. She's here.
No, we're pushing like.
Uh,
So we're both pushing.
Pushing
Okay.
to the back.
Make an intelligence roll.
so go ahead and roll athletics at advantage.
Natural 20 with plus 5, 25.
Oh, nice. You really come through with these nat 20s tonight on these athletic checks.
Sticks falls to the ground as the.
So you do manage to it takes an extraordinary amount of effort. The lid of this thing is got to be about 1,500 pounds. But between the two of you and
What is that in kilos?
a lot. Maybe the ground sunk a little bit to kind of help your effort, and you're extraordinarily, divinely inspired second wind there. You managed to push the top of the sarcophagus away, and you can remove the lid. Inside the sarcophagus lies the remains of a skeleton. You can first you feel like this rush of air that expels out, and it's old and it's dry. And there's a stench to it of just dry, dusty mustiness. And this skeleton is lying within this extraordinarily well-preserved plate mail armor, identical to the relief on the lid that you just pushed over. You can see that there are gauntleted hands that hold an equally unspoiled longsword, and his feet are clad in leather boots that appear almost new. There's a gold band studded with gems and wisp of long, dark hair that are caught in the settings that hangs loosely over the top of the skull. And then resting next to the corpse's shoulder, as if left there as a personal token or memento, maybe by accident, of remembrance, is a small wooden horse that appears like a child's toy. So use your action to push that over. Anything else? No.
Is it wearing plate mail?
Yes, it's clad in plate mail.
And I don't have any action or anything left to grab the little horse.
It's deep within the well of this thing, so you actually have to move, and this is a small little, toy. Appears to be like a toy. So you'd have to almost, again, climb into the sarcophagus to reach down there to get it. So if you want to climb into the sarcophagus, then I'll give you a free action to take it.
Or is an army of little guys gonna run out of the horse and attack us?
Sure, I'm going to climb into the sarcophagus.
Okay, it's not hard. I mean, there's lots of ornamentation outside the sarcophagus and so forth. The inside is smooth, and you can see more remnants of the linens and the cushions and the pillows and so forth that are still somewhat there because it was sealed for so long, and it must have been, fairly airtight that it would remain, but still there's still a skeleton, so there's been a lot of decay over centuries. And as you basically drop down into this thing, straddling the skeletal remains and the plate mail, holding the sword at its chest, just like what you saw on top, of the lid, you can easily reach down and grab this little wooden effigy of a horse.
Gonna grab it.
Yep, you got it. Nothing happens.
Okay, I've got nothing left, so
All right, so it brings us back to the top of the round with you, Nihilus, facing the light and the horse, still attempting to pummel your head in.
Does the horse look any worse for wear that I can tell?
You know, if it wasn't so damn bright, you probably have a better look at it. Right now, it's just kind of this blurry mass in front of you. You're not blinded, but it's just hard. It's like you just came out into a sunny day from a dark room, and it's just like hard to see detail. Now, if you want to expend a action to perceive,
No. I'm going to use my bonus action to cast a spell on myself.
to cast what on yourself?
A spell. I'm just going to yell out to Pontus, give me your speed, and I'm going to cast Zephyr Strike on myself. And so I don't get opportunity attacks, I get extra movement. So I have a total of 60 feet. I can run closest to Hildy. That 60 feet will get me.
Okay. So running away, leaving the horse behind.
And then I'm going to stay within line of sight. Yeah, so right there is fine. And I'm going to, I get advantage on the attack against the horse.
Does it get an opportunity attack?
I was going to ask that.
Before you run off.
No. What's that?
Before you run off, you mean?
Does the Zephyr Strike?
No, yeah, the Zephyr, I don't get opportunity attacks with.
Right.
You don't. No one can take an opportunity attack.
Right.
That's a dirty 20 to hit.
You get a second action with that? Is it like a haste?
That was a bonus action.
Okay, got it. Okay. Yes, hit.
Okay, so it's going to take 7 piercing damage,
Okay.
and it's going to take 8 force damage.
So you're firing an arrow from where you are now?
Yep.
Okay, and how much force?
8.
Okay, got it. So you see it kind of stumble, and it goes down on his front two legs, and then slowly push itself back up. So it seems to be kind of wavering at this point.
That's all I got. I'm done.
Okay, Styx.
Guess I will cast Firebolt. Nope, no, that's not a bad idea. I still have my bow out. I'm going to shoot my bow.
Okay. You dropping the lantern?
Yeah, I guess I am.
I mean, it's bright in here. You get the light spell and Jolo and fiery horse.
17.
Okay, it's a hit. Eight. Okay. Okay, it kind of stumbles forward again on its front two legs, just barely pulling itself up, but you can see that one of its legs is like crippled or limp, unable to utilize it.
Then I will go to here, and I'll use my bonus action to hide behind the statue.
Okay. Roll stealth.
13.
Okay, Jolo.
Does this horse have a lot of force sense? I'm guessing low wisdom. I'm going to toll the dead one more time. Take this thing down.
Okay, all right.
Get my bells ready. Polishing them up,
You kill it, you're going to glow even brighter.
I'm already very bright.
Yes, you're witnessing this Jolo's ego that you're seeing, bright and shiny.
Are you suggesting that Jolo is pregnant because he's glowing?
Maybe.
Sticks!
Okay.
Why me?
Okay. So again, is the sound of the bells echoes through the chamber. The creature does not seem to be affected.
Well, that's disappointing. Can I run into the cavern without exposing myself to an opportunity attack? I think I can. Okay, I'm gonna
Yeah, it'll be 5 feet.
run in
I
that
believe.
direction.
As the glowing orb that is now Jolo comes rushing into the room, brightening the entire area even more.
Just pressed up against the statue.
Okay. Those of you that can see the horse and the other one is suddenly dimmer than it was a moment before, but still it gives off a lot of light too. It moves forward 5 feet and then disappears once more.
That's odd.
Hildy.
Well, what the hell is going on?
Hildy's going to climb up on top of the sarcophagus, not to get in it.
Mm-hmm.
Be up off the ground so that horse can't charge her.
Okay.
It's fucking appearing out of anywhere.
Move over, Nem.
And Hildy is going to hold a infusion, a force bolt, in case that horse pops up again.
Okay. All right, Nim, you're straddling this skeletal figure, presumably the king that never was, Lord Euclid Dormont himself, and the fleshless at the bottom of this deep sarcophagus. You've got a little toy horse in your hand. What are you gonna do?
I'm looking longingly at the plate mail, but I'm going to look down and look at the lantern that's extract. Is it still lit?
Yeah, it's outside the sarcophagus, but it's you kind of like got to look over, the edge of the sarcophagus to see that.
And it's over here.
I'm
'cause
gonna-
he moved after he
I'm
dropped
gonna-
it.
I'm going to pop over to, I'm going to get out and climb out of the sarcophagus and climb over to where the lantern was dropped.
Okay, roll a dex save. Roll a dex save.
Roll a dex.
Sorry, what?
Roll a dex save as you're climbing out. I need you to roll a dex save.
19.
Okay. As you were climbing out, you felt something clutch onto your foot. Something grab onto your boot.
Yeah.
But it's not holding you. It's not restraining you in any way. So you can still continue to climb out, or you can. What do you want to do?
Hildy?
I'm going to keep climbing out.
Okay. All right. As you climb out, when you throw your leg over the side of the sarcophagus, there's a arm, the front portion of a hand clutching your boot, and the arm, but nothing beyond that, holding on tightly to your boot.
Awesome. I'm going to still move towards the lantern, and I'm going to take the little horse figurine.
You hear clack,
with
clack,
one-
clack, clack every time she moves. The bottom of the, what do you call this?
Radius and all.
Yes, thank you. It's just kind of clacking as Nim moves over. It's how it's got a grip on you.
I'm going to just drag it with me. I want
Okay.
to move over to the flame, and I want to take the little horse figurine and burn it in the fire.
Okay, all right.
Find this.
That's a Jolo joke.
No, it's not. I resent that.
So with the clacking of the
No, I'm not.
arm behind you in the bright, vivid light being expelled by Jolo in waves throughout the room, you burn this small little horse effigy that was, appears to be lovingly carved and chiseled by someone at some time, long time ago, in the flame of the lantern, and it burns slowly and then very quickly as it catches fire
So
into
sad.
ash.
And then Nim's going to use, I don't know if she's got any movement left, she's actually going to just move back to the wall.
To the wall.
Yeah.
clack.
Farther away in the
The back,
sarcophagus. Back.
the back wall.
Yeah, definitely not stealthing. Clack, 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 clack. Okay. All right, so that's Nim. Back at the top of the round, Nihilus.
I guess he.
Oh,
He's gonna go look into the sarcophagus that's open because he hasn't heard anybody say anything about blood yet. So he's just gonna kind of like just quickly side glance and look over and see if he notices anything that would be even close to resembling the blood that we're after.
All right.
Got some bones.
So passively, as you're tall enough, that you can easily just kind of look over and I mean, you don't even have to peer over. You just walk up and you can look down into it. You see the skeletal remains as I described before in the plate mail. One gauntlet is just loose on its own. The other gauntleted arm is still holding the top of the hilt of the long sword that it was clutched to its breast. Everything described, nothing has changed except the fact that part of its arm is missing, and the gauntlet that was over it is now just loose. Passively, you don't see anything that would resemble blood or liquid or crimson. Outside of the faded contents of the linens and so forth that were once vivid and bright within. Now you can do a search if you want, or you can spend some time studying it closely if you want to spend an action on perception.
No, I think he's still sort of on high alert, so he's going to ready his bow attack again in case anything hostile shows up, the horse or the ghost, and he's going to yell out, "Any ideas about the blood? I don't see anything in here," and that's it.
Sticks.
It's gonna come out of stealth. Crawl up into the sarcophagus. I guess he's gonna start searching.
You can drop down in?
Yeah, I'm gonna drop down in.
All right, drop down in and roll an investigation.
And I'm gonna keep looking for other stuff. All 16.
Okay, so as you're looking around, need you to make a dex save?
13.
Okay. So as you're searching around, you hear clink, 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 and out of the corner of your eye, you see a gauntlet just kind of roll down the side of its body. And then you feel a tug on your cloak as it's caught on something. What do you do?
Action I'm doing?
You're using your action to search right now. So would you roll a 16?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you have a bonus action for movement, you can attempt that. If you want to, it's up to you.
What does he do? He screams like a girl.
I guess I will.
okay.
Yeah, I might as well look, see what's targeting it. That's
Okay. You see, still attached to the body, but now the other hand is gauntletless, and it is firmly grasping your cloak. There's no other movement that you can see of any other part of the skeletal figure other than its skeletal hand is grasping your cloak.
And so keep searching.
Okay. All right. So searching around the body, the things I described that look like the boots, the circlet on its head that has just a few wispy leftovers of dark hair left in it, the jewels that are encrusted into the piece. It's not like a crown, but it's more like a band of lordship. And the sword, the plate mail, that all looks brand new. Searching around the body, nothing else is evident that grabs your attention.
Did I notice any thicker parts of the body, or not just bone?
Well, I mean, every part of the body that's exposed appears skeletal, including the one that's grasping your cloak. Without removing the armor, it's hard to tell if there's anything fleshy beyond
Now, all I see are bones in here.
You don't smell any sort of a decaying stench. It's very dry and dusty.
And then when you come over here and we'll drag this whole body out. That'll be it.
Okay. Jolo, still blazing with light.
Yeah. As a cleric, he's not really that skilled or interested in grave robbing, but he's still on the lookout for his horse pal. I'm gonna move. I assume I can move here, 5, 10, somewhere up here, 15 feet, I think. And I'm gonna hold another Toll the Dead. It's gonna work one of these times if the horse comes back or the ghost comes back.
Okay. All right. So, anything else?
No.
Okay. It's your third round that you've been engulfed in this light, still shining brighter than ever. We're going to go out of initiative. The steed is not returned. If it does return, we're going to initiative again. And where you are now, what do you want to do?
Hildy didn't go at the end of that turn, so she's gonna try something. Is there room in this sarcophagus for Hildy, who's very skinny, and Styx, who's very little?
Yeah, you can both stand within it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hildy wants to take that glowing black purple pearl, try sticking it down the skeleton's throat.
Okay. It's a skeletal, the skull is skeletal, so it's pretty easy just to draw. It drops easily, and you can place it in its mouth.
Yeah.
As you drop it in there, you can see it. It's glowing, faintly. It falls down. You see it kind of bounce off the vertebrae in its neck beyond, and then just sits quietly.
Are there any? I'll pick it back up. Are there any holes missing in the crown band where a
No.
stone could go?
They have some beautiful jewels
Still?
Does.
within the band, but none of them seem to be missing.
We'll put it in my bra where Sid won't get it, and I'll hold an action to smack his knuckles if he tries to grab those jewels off his body.
It'd be fast.
Okay. So what do you?
That's it.
All right. Anybody else gonna do anything?
Anybody see any blood? We need the blood. Where's
No
the
blood in here.
And say maybe under this crown, and I'll start reaching for the crown.
She'll wrap his knuckles.
Okay.
Can I?
Well, as you feel the tug. You feel. I mean, this. Any movement in here is most certainly as a difficult terrain, but there's not like a lot of movement that you can make. But this thing has got you firmly held. I mean, you're kind of moving with it, but
Am I able to grab this crown or not?
yeah, if you want to try and grab it, sure. And you're gonna,
Roll to hit him.
What am I doing, Dex?
no, he's gonna roll at your head.
Oh, he's rolled into it. All right.
Ooh.
17.
I don't want to waste shield. Okay.
She's not trying to hurt him. She's just trying to wrap his knuckles.
As he smacks you on the hand as you reach forward toward the. Doesn't necessarily stop you, but it definitely gets your attention.
Pull my hand, and I'll climb out. Get this thing.
As you begin to climb out, you feel the tug and the weight of this. It's not releasing. It's not detaching, like the other hand did with Nim. So you're literally trying to pull yourself and the body out.
Pull my short sword out, just slash the bottom of my cloak. So at least
Yep. Okay. Easy enough. So it's not even going to require a roll. You just slash at the edge of your cloak, and it just falls back, holding the fabric.
get a new cloak.
Silas, we need your help. Oh wait, yay me! There's still no blood. I prayed for it.
Who heard the ghost as he took off? Did we all hear it, or was it just Styx?
No, all of you did. It echoed throughout the chamber.
So I'm just gonna. Nihilus is looking around nervously, remembering that the ghost said it was going to get its minions or guard or whatever it said. we need to find the blood. I don't know where it would be on a skeleton, but
Wait a
I have a
minute.
feeling that ghost is coming back and it won't be alone.
Did he have any kids? Wouldn't that be the blood of the king that never was?
If he had any kids, they would be just as long dead as he was.
Well, they would have kids and they would have kids. You can have more than one kid, Nihilus.
Well, then wouldn't the fat man have directed us to a town rather than
He
to a
just said the blood. He didn't say rob corpses, sticks.
They said go to Dormonts. We're all robbing here. We're all taking his blood.
Well,
You said, Rabbit, there was hair still attached to the band?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Is that the only remaining organic material?
That
Can I have,
so far that you've been able to locate between Sticks and any of you that have searched the inside of the sarcophagus.
can I have a look at the hand that's still gripping my leg?
Oh, sure.
Is there anything on that? Any flesh?
It seems like a perfectly skeletal hand and arm, that's just gripping tightly. It's not causing any damage, but certainly is going to hinder your movement if you leave it attached.
Why didn't someone
Can I
go ahead?
Can I grab it and rip it off me and throw it at Jello?
Hey, where did that last part come from?
Roll athletics.
Joel, can you bring the
Niles would yell out, Joe, turn off your light. It's going to attract too much attention.
19.
19.
Oh, yeah, you're not avoiding that one.
So as you reach down and grab this thing, you're able to rip it off your boot, but it takes a good portion of your boot with it, effectively ruining your boot. And yeah, effectively ruining your boot. And and so with the hand holding a portion of your boot and the arm that's attached, you want to throw it?
You're my BFF.
Okay, you know what? Make an attack roll. With advantage, because he's lit up.
With advantage.
Yeah, I mean, he's lit up. It's going to be hard to miss.
Do I add anything to it? Or just a
Yeah, advantage. You get advantage. But yeah, it's, you know what? You're not proficient with, it's an improvised weapon, essentially, that you're throwing.
She's proficient with dismembered body parts.
An unarmed strike kind of thing.
Exactly. Kind of. No. It's an improvised weapon.
Okay, I don't know how that works.
So it's just a d20 plus your,
I can't wait to roll a 1.
plus your strength. What'd you roll?
Okay, that's my strength.
Yeah.
I rolled 16 and my strength is a 3.
Okay, and you roll with advantage?
Yes.
Okay.
The first one was a 4.
Yeah, so this is the glowing white center of the light where you presume Jolo is at.
Theoretically. I'm not quite sure how this logic is going to work, so you have to explain the cartoon logic to me. I'm really bright right now.
Yes.
Tons of light.
Yep.
If I use warding flare to make myself really bright, would that impose disadvantage
I don't know.
on... I feel like I have to. Yes.
She's throwing a damn skeletal hand at you. What are you afraid of?
Unhand me! I'm going to cast warding flare.
Okay. That turns it into a.
Is she within 30 feet
regular
of me? I
roll.
assume she is. Yeah.
Since she was at advantage, because, I mean, what you got going on is better than Fairy Fire, she now has a regular roll, so make a regular roll, Nem.
Natural 20.
Yeah, and add your strength modifier.
That's 15.
Okay. Still good enough. As you watch as this thing just kind of end over end into the light, disappearing, not able to see the results of the impact, but knowing that it's pretty much dead center. And Joel, you could get hit by this thing. Didn't do any damage, but distinctly.
Yeah, my AC is 16.
Oh, 16.
That's my AC.
Oh, okay. I thought it was 14. Okay, so sorry. It just barely misses you.
I have heavy armor and a shield.
Gotcha.
So she gave me the finger 5 times effectively.
Pretty much. They just skim. You just come bat it away with your shield.
I've got bad news for both Nim and Styx. Styx is now my new BFF. I'm not going to go for the hug, but
Someone check under the arm.
What's that?
There's another corridor down to the south of here. We might venture to look in. I don't know if we want to leave this area, but
Wait a minute.
Let's start examining the statue.
Okay.
Hildy's gonna go over and look at those clay jars.
Okay.
I don't even know where it would be in here.
They're basically just on the opposite wall of where the sarcophagus is.
Opposite wall here.
Okay.
Yes, exactly.
Did they,
Because you
look,
saw them as soon as you looked into the room.
did they look like canopic jars?
They, no. Two of them are broken, and whatever they had in them at one time is, long since gone. But the other two are sealed, and they're short. They look like they're wax sealed. Each of them have the stamp of, again, the Demir Swan.
No. What?
Okay. So how are you gonna open it?
Gonna use a dagger to break the wax seal and pull off the top.
Okay. All right. So as you kind of roll in athletics, or acrobatics, actually.
Not gonna be much better. 7.
Okay. So this thing's pretty brittle from time, and you kind of, before you can even get the wax seal off, you break the lip of the jar, and a crack runs down, a fissure that widens, and liquid spills out. It smells just strongly vinegary. It was some sort of liquid at one time that has obviously spoiled.
Not blood.
No.
I think we should
Probably a
take a
wine.
look at the crown, because if you water on the head, there might be blood on the crown.
Try that.
While they're looking at the crown, I'll try to open the other one
Okay.
without breaking. Nope. That won't work.
Maybe just out of frustration. It just, it goes kind of, it crumbles to pieces as you're trying to pry it open. And again, that same vinegary, very strong stench.
These are not blood.
I'm going to turn to Nim, just out of curiosity, because I follow Suna. I think we've established that already. I'm a devout follower of Suna. Do Nim's followers typically go into graves, take body parts of the dead, and throw them at people?
Not typically.
She's not your average paladin.
Apparently not.
Looking at the statue, I'm assuming it's wearing the same armor. Looks like the same. Good.
Yes, yes. Did you roll an investigation?
Yeah. Natural one.
So as you're kind of investigating it, putting your hands on it and just checking for spaces here and there, you knew. I mean, you could just by looking at it even before you investigated it, parts of it are kind of missing, and you can see the remains of crumbled stone on the floor. And as you're checking it out, pieces of marble are like flaking off of it and falling off of it. Chunks are detaching. Apparently, this was not very well put together, and it was not just one solid piece of material. Something very hurriedly rushed put together, although it was finely made at one time. It seems like it was just done in a very big hurry, and it's just kind of falling apart as you investigate it, but nothing of any value. Except maybe some historical value to somebody.
In case it, or 10 feet in case it.
It's just small pieces that are falling off, not like huge chunks. At this
As
point.
they're doing that, Nihilus is going to very slowly, cautiously walk south against the back wall. He's got his bow drawn and aimed in front of him, and he's going to just try to peek and see if he can look down into that corridor there.
Dark corridor kind of curves away into the darkness. You don't see anything with all you see is just the edge of the wall curving away.
I'll do what I did earlier. I'm assuming there's stones on the ground, rocks, debris.
Oh yeah. Especially from that marble statue that's falling apart.
If there's any near me, I'll pick one up, cast light on it, and toss it down the corridor.
Okay, so it pretty much illuminates and confirms your, original idea that, that just kind of
curves away, but you don't see anything beyond that without actually walking down and peeking around that next curve.
Out walking down and getting under the red construction paper.
Right.
All right, I'll just yell out. I'm gonna take a look down here, guys, and I'm gonna walk forward very slow and cautiously against the wall.
Oh no!
I'm gonna crouch behind the sarcophagus and ready a firebolt.
All right.
He'll decenter our sword and run to save Nyla.
Okay. Run over there with your sword.
Nim, Jolo, anything you guys want to do?
Already told the dead just because it's got to work sometime.
Going our separate ways. This is never going to work.
Only 2 of us are going our separate ways at the moment.
Definitely follow Niles as well, just head in the same direction.
Okay.
Now, how did she go further than me?
Oh, we're not in initiative.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, you're in initiative right now.
All right.
So you can move up to him if you want.
What are you doing?
Those.
As they're walking away, I want to cast my invisible mage hand and grab the crown.
It comes off easily. It's got a couple of sapphires, some rubies in it.
Hopefully, put it in my pouch.
It looks like it's probably worth about 600 gold.
Nice.
Then I will slowly follow.
Oh, they're all going?
I want to do it stealthily so Jolo didn't see me. I don't know if you want me
But
to.
yeah, well, it's the whole. I mean, Joel was like right there, and he's like got the place entirely illuminated.
How can... He's got to do that disadvantage if he's illuminated, right?
Well, if he's in plain sight, you see him, whether he likes it or not. Maybe some of the people in front of him that he's sneaking up behind don't see him.
Well, it
but-
was the invisible mage hand. I was just standing.
No. You, not the mage hand.
I'm going to follow along just a little bit behind. Oh, but I don't want to be near the statue. Let's see.
The jeweled crown that floated up and tucked itself down your shirt was probably not invisible,
Yeah,
though.
it's true.
But so much bright light was coming from behind me that you guys were blinded.
But he wasn't.
Yeah, but it was blocking him. I was standing in front of him.
You're his new best friend. He was walking.
Best friend forever.
I'll let the DM roll that one.
Well, we'll see. So, Joel, you move up?
Yes.
Okay, so the rest of their shadows get longer and longer, or shorter and shorter as you get closer. The remains of the arm and the hand clutching the boot, just kind of once in a while you see gripping, the
Clutching
boot
Nim's
part.
boot, right?
The boot part, yeah. She just kind of like limps up next to Nihilus, I guess. So you can follow the curvature of the wall around if you want. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to, just for the record, I'm trying to go as slow and cautiously as possible, peeking around before I actually turn the corner. There should be a light source down there with the stone. That's
He's
my.
cutting the pie.
Oh, you got more than enough light with Jolo there. So he's just kind of like, floodlighting the way. And so as you move about 10 feet in, you can kind of see how the curvature goes. Yeah, you can remove that now. How the curvature of the wall ends in a cul-de-sac where a very plain stone box sits within this irregular cut alcove, and the only marking on it all is on the top of it that appears to be a larger engraving of a sphere.
And it's not going to be that far.
No.
The boss has a carving of a spear on
And
top.
I'm gonna hide right here behind the.
Oh, so what is he then?
He's a rogue.
So Nim is not going to move into that space at all. She's going to wait outside.
Oh, what is she then?
Dude, I'm on like one
Strategic.
I'm going to look after myself.
Oh, I would have healed you. I mean,
I
until you
go
threw the
in.
thing at me.
Let's.
You guys want me to see if there's any booby traps or anything?
Everybody
Yeah,
pushes sticks up. So you're gonna check the box?
He said, yeah, go ahead.
Can I cast Cure Wounds on Nim before he does it?
Sure, you can do it. We're not under.
I'm casting it.
And I'm first gonna
It's,
investigate the floor around it.
Okay, go ahead and roll investigation.
I can find it. You get 11 points, Nim.
15.
Yeah, so the floor around the box itself seems pretty normal. It's a heavy stone box. It's very plain except for the lid, which has that sphere engraved in it, and it's not the size of the one that Hildy has. It's just like a larger representation of it. Or a big sphere. It may not be the same thing. It may not be related at all. But it could be a sun, for all you know. But it's just a round spherical engraving. It's hard to tell if the box is... There seems to be a seam around the base of the box, implying that it may not be attached to the floor, but it's not clear.
So why don't you all stand behind the corner, and you're gonna see me pull out.
Before you do anything, I'm gonna go over and touch him and cast guidance on his shoulder.
Okay.
I'm going to pull out a leather pouch and pull out some tools.
Cuticle set.
And I'm gonna start, checking for traps as I, with my tools.
You don't have like a credit card you can use?
Now, what are you investigating at this point?
The chests for traps.
Okay, the chest itself.
So 26.
So, you note that there appears to be a seam about 5 inches below the top of the box, indicating it might be a lid. And there's a... What was your roll?
26.
Okay, yes. You also note that there's a tiny slit at the base of the box that only a small flat tool of some sort would slide into.
So, yeah, everybody go around the corner, and I'll step back too.
Oh, this is
where I can see
heroic.
it.
Okay.
And I'll,
I can do a detect magic if you want.
sure. Why don't you do detect magic and see if you can also see in the other room.
It's gonna take a while though, because I won't do it as an action. I'll just do it as a ritual.
Do you want to wait around? How long is that going to take?
10 minutes.
Look
I
at
don't think
everybody
we have
else.
time for that.
That's fine. No, I'm not gonna do it.
All right, if you all want to stand there, and I will cast my invisible mage hand, and I will use that to.
It's a legerdemain one, the one
Yeah.
that can manipulate. Okay.
So let's me stow objects, retrieve objects, use thieves' tools, or pick locks
Okay.
and disarm traps.
Okay. All right, and you're gonna do what?
I'm going to use it to try to disarm anything.
The lid
Slit.
part or the slit?
On the bottom, yeah.
Okay. All right, so you're gonna check the slit for traps.
Oh, okay, I'll do that.
Is that what you? Okay. Because I mean, you don't know if it's a trap. If there's a trap there at this point, all you know is there's a slit.
I'll check. And I'll look back at Nihilus, who just got something on me.
Guidance.
Whatever you just did. You do that again?
Yeah, I thought you just checked it, but I'll do it again.
18 plus 25.
Okay, easy enough. So the manipulation of the very delicate thieves' tools lends the impression of some sort of a trigger that may, be associated with that slit that's been very cleverly, placed in the box so it's not easy to find.
I think there's something here. Why don't you all stand behind the corner? Only I need to be able to see it from here. And I'll recommend that everybody goes around the corner and see if something gets set off.
Will he be able to see if I move out of the area? Will my light
I
reach
think you'll
around?
probably steal everything if we go around the corner.
I can do
We'll
it.
be fine from here.
I was like, I can do it from here where you can see me standing here. But fine. And then I'll start doing it with her standing right there.
Okay, you're trying to
Disarm the trap.
sleight of hand?
So, man, where's it?
I'll do guidance
Yes,
on
thieves'
it.
tools.
I'll turn around the corner.
3 plus. That's a 30.
Wow, Jesus. Level 3, you're rolling 30s? Fuck.
Yeah.
Sleight of hand, I did. That's my expertise skill.
Yeah, it should be. So, yes, through the clever manipulation of your thieves' tools, and you feel pretty confident that with kind of a grinding click that you've managed to disable whatever the mechanism was that grabbed this box.
Hit the Kobe and I'll go, well, go ahead.
All right.
And then I'll be right behind her.
Oh, who do you think you're talking to?
And right behind her, just, looking in.
Hildy's an idiot. She'll open it.
It's okay. It's a fairly heavy. I mean, there's no handles. There's no. The seam is so fine you can't get your nails under it. Roll an athletics check. See if you can lift it off the.
That's a great idea. That'll be a 10.
You can't budge it.
Oh, it's very heavy, Sticks. Come help me.
So is she helping me or am I helping her? What's the...
It's up to you guys.
Yeah, same strength. Doesn't matter.
Yes, so just roll an advantage. Whoever wants to.
Can I help?
16.
Just as you get there, Nem, they manage to very shakily pull the lid off the top of this box and
Nice job, guys.
place it on the side. I mean, it's like they barely got this lid off. But it was a heavy lid.
What in it?
So inside the box is
Come on!
I mean, just looking into the box. Looking into the box, it just seems like an empty stone box.
No!
Can I examine the inside to see if there's any secret compartments?
Sure.
And that's where we're at.
Natural one! From a 30 to a 1.
And you trip that trigger. No. No, I mean, as you place your hands around it, you feel the edges and nothing. It just seems like a ridiculously empty box. And you start to question what the purpose of it for. What's that, Mem?
2 minutes around shakers.
You want to tip over the box?
If she's gonna do that, I'm going around the corner.
We can barely lift the lid off.
Certainly it's heavy, but it's not a big box. It's just... It's about the size of a chest, but it just looks empty.
Are you coming in to shake it upside down then?
No, because if there is blood in it and it's a little vial, it's gonna break.
I'll turn back and look at everybody.
It's empty.
Can I put my hand in to see if I can maybe find a little compartment or something?
Sure.
Not from 12
Well,
feet away.
I mean, if you go over there, you can easily bend over, and it's only about a foot and a half tall.
Where does Dixie go?
Roll investigation. 13. Nothing. It seems solid.
What are you looking for?
I mean, there's clearly nothing illusionary that that your hand's not like going through anything that might be an illusion. It just, unless you're being tricked by an illusion, it just seems like an empty box. It's hardly any dust in it even.
Silly that there's an empty box there. There's got to be something more to this.
I think
Is there any other decoration on the box other than the circle?
the sphere was on the lid. Passively, you don't see any other.
Can I?
Did the sphere lift off, or was the sphere like carved in? I don't know.
Yeah, it was like carved into it.
So it was a hole.
Yes, essentially, but it's shallow, like very very shallow.
Is this pearl?
No, it was literally about this big.
Maybe put your pearl in the box.
No.
Or your glowing sapphire.
Is the sapphire glowing? The blue gem?
Yeah. That you,
glowing?
that you stole from Mel.
From the first skeleton, yeah. It had a slight glow to it.
Put it in the chest, see if anything happens.
Okay, all right, you place it in there and it glows pretty inside.
Pick it up.
Okay. Illuminated blue inside the box.
It works. Put it in my pocket.
Can I take the ring of King Arthur and put it in there?
The what?
The ring that King Arthur gave.
Oh, that one, yes, the seal from Arthur. I thought you were mocking me. Yes, you can put that there if you want. And it sits in there looking like his ring and
What are you trying to do, Nim?
I'm just trying to see if there'll be something that opens this box. Or shows like a compartment with a vial of blood. That's what we're looking for.
Oh, we're looking for compartments.
Hildy wasn't smart enough to figure that out. I explained to her, even though Mike was. So now can Hildy try to investigate?
Sure, yeah, we can investigate too.
You know that, we always try to crowbar and look under it.
21.
21. It's solid. I mean, it is solid. There are no compartments, nothing moving, nothing shifting. It's a solid box. What you have noticed is that the box must be so heavy it hasn't really shifted with all the movement. You haven't, even when you took the lid off, when, you guys are all climbing around inside it, and it's only about 1.5 feet tall, you'd expect maybe it must be just really heavy that it's not shifting.
Maybe there's something underneath it, Nim. I can barely get the lid off. Six wasn't helping very much. Could you maybe push the box over?
Lim's going to just see if there's anything under the box that she can see.
Well, are you going to lift the box? Are you going to push it over or lift it? What are you going to do?
I'm gonna try and lift it.
To pick up the box?
Yes.
Okay, make an athletics check.
15.
15? No, I mean, it's heavy. It's as easily as heavy as that sarcophagus lid. Either that or it's attached.
Don't give up, Nim. I'll help you.
Use your crowbar.
I'll use my crowbar.
Okay, roll an athletics with advantage.
And
No, you're just trying to tip it at this point, right?
23, yeah.
Okay, 20. So as you tip it with the crowbar, it does come up, and it just comes up just maybe 3 inches or so. Who's looking under? You're holding it, using all your strength to hold it up.
She's lifting, Hildy will look.
Okay.
6 is hiding around the corner.
It's dark under there.
Is there anything under there?
Possibly you see at
Hildy
the...
has a little glow about her.
That's right. So as she's holding it up, you can see that there's at the bottom, underneath the box, the bottom of the box, there's this what appears to be an elaborate mechanism, and it's quite impressive to you, Hildy, as you've seen, and you start recalling things. You start recalling things from your past where you've seen not this, but you've seen the level of elaborate mechanical structures like this, and it's quite impressive. And then you see something like the shadow of something underneath the box on the floor, but it's not clear what it is because it's dark. Even with your illumination, it's not really it's not enough illumination to brighten the area. I mean, unless you increase your illumination or put some additional illumination, might help.
Maybe ask someone who has illumination.
I have my illumination since we got in here. I will turn my illumination on full. Do you think she's gonna ask you for help?
So Nim has got this thing held down, and you're just
Nim. You can do it.
just in awe at this mechanism, and then just glancing down, increasing the illumination of it's purple, right? Of your purple illumination, you see a small hole.
Is the hole the size of Hildy's pearl?
It looks pretty close.
Hildy, being barely smarter than Nim, need to take her pearl and stick her hand under this fucking giant stone box
You got 2 of them.
and try to put a pearl into a hole next to an elaborate mechanism. Hoping, what's the worst?
Just for the fuck of it. I love it. No, that's Jolo. Make an acrobatics check.
I don't even have acrobatics. Alright.
Can I play prank right now?
Okay. If you rolled a 1, I was gonna blow that shit up.
Oh, of course. I would expect no different.
So it's not a huge drive, other than your nerves and all the stuff you're creating in your mind as to what's about to happen. You shakily slide your hand underneath the box and drop the sphere into the hole.
I look up at him.
You're very strong.
And as Nim's holding this thing, nothing happens.
What do you guys see?
And then Jello's light goes out.
Really?
Jello's light goes out, and you hear something. You still have your light. You hear what sounds like percolating. Something like
Coffee?
underneath there, percolating. Around later, you start to see. You don't see the sphere that you dropped down there, but there's like a bloop, and you see this red crimson liquid start bubbling up from the hole.
I'm getting out my little vial. Put my other hand under the box.
Oh, Nim, you won't believe it. Wait till you see.
It takes in the one round you're easily to fill up your quarter ounce vial, and it continues to percolate and spread along the stone.
We need more.
Now
You need more
that
skin?
I found the blood, bring a bottle. Bring a carafe.
I've got a small bar. I mean, I've got a normal bar. If somebody wants to grab
I was
it.
about to say, do not let go.
Okay, I'll bring my hand.
Where is it? No, it's all over my hand.
He's all the way out here. It's not happening.
In the dark now.
Does it taste like blood? Hildy?
It tastes that metallic. Yeah, tastes like blood.
Just use a water skin.
Oh, but it's not elf blood. Don't worry about that.
Oh, good.
You know the different vintages?
Listen, you don't know.
So me-
Water was spread out from underneath the box.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's very menacingly just spreading out over this mechanism.
Yeah, I mean it's not very fast. Just underneath, just on the floor, underneath the mechanism, it's just slowly starting to percolate up from that hole and spread out.
I can close the hole.
I've got a glass bottle I'll toss to Sylvie to fill it more.
He'll try to.
He's gonna punch you.
Oh, man, acrobatics.
This is a stand floor, right? That would be an 8.
Oh, it was a DC 10. It shatters on the floor next to Hildy.
I'm gonna throw a water skin to Hildy.
Does it have water in it?
I'm sure we drank at least one by the time we got here.
Nim, do you want a drink?
Yeah, need dehydration.
So a couple rounds later, as you get your water skin, emptied now, leaning back down underneath, there's just a slight little plip, plip, plip
Try
of
to
liquid
catch as much as I can.
beginning a little bit in there in the water skin, and then it just stops altogether.
I'm so proud of you holding that up for so long. Are you getting tired?
You got a tiny little bit in the water skin
We got some
and the vial
in the vial.
so far.
See if I can read it.
Sure. You get a roll of perception when you get up there.
Okay, see if you can.
You can
I
put
rolled
that
a
down
6.
now.
Sure.
But you're all literally seeing me go like this.
It stopped.
I think I hear something. We gotta get out of here. Let's get out of here now. We have the blood. Let's go.
Sticks, you should have seen what was under there. It was this big fancy mechanism with gears and
But he's still holding it up if you want to look.
Oh, I told her she.
Oh, she's putting it, you put it down?
Do you want to take the pill before I put it down?
Was the pearl still there? Or the
No, you never saw the pearl
Yeah, the
again.
pearl dropped down a hole.
Okay.
We need to get out of here, guys.
Yeah, let's get out of here. I don't want these things coming back. And you're gonna see me start moving.
Okay. So you put it down, and there's just a little bit of residual of the red liquid. Not a whole lot came out of that hole. Just kind of percolated up for a moment, a couple of rounds, and you got some in your vial. You got a little bit in the tiny little bit in the water skin, and then just placing it back down. You see it just kind of drying in the sand around it, and almost just sinking into the floor, staining it that crimson forever. And what are you guys doing?
Come on, let's get out of here.
Niles is gonna go over to the sarcophagus of the king.
Mm-hmm.
And can he reach in without climbing in since he's tall?
He can. He and Hildy are tall enough to, yes.
Not
To reach.
The crown that's missing.
Quiet over there.
The crown that we all saw that was there.
Yeah.
Well, it's obviously not there.
Did he look? I mean,
He's looking inside, so
Well, he saw it earlier, and now it's gone. He's going to assume that one of his group members is
One up?
already
It,
inside of this,
it wasn't technically a
Sarcophagus.
crown.
and he's going to reach and try to grab the longsword in the boots.
you thief!
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
well, the harmless skeletal figure doesn't move, doesn't react anyway as you remove the sword and the boots.
Why don't you
From
just
his
give
feet.
him the plate mail?
Get the plate mail!
You can come grab that. I just want to make sure that there's nothing behind us that might animate and come after us from behind.
You think he won't come through barefoot?
I have a sword and armor.
I'm gonna address him in case we miss something. So I'm gonna address him.
Okay.
Or you are all thieves at heart.
Not me.
No, not me.
All thieves at heart.
We are not.
Yeah.
You guys can't say anything about me anymore.
We're the moral center of this group.
Oh my god.
As you start to get you get in there, Nim, and you start to take the plate mail. You obviously know how to handle armor, how to remove it, and so you're a lot more efficient than most other people would be. The gauntlets, the greaves, and so on and so forth. That you're removing the breastplate, the portion on the back, and so forth. As you're quickly removing the stuff, there's a slight tremor in the earth.
I'm gonna do a quick prayer
Okay.
and then put all the stuff in my backpack.
Okay. So you're adding another 80 pounds to your
Yeah.
to yourself, and it takes you still takes you 3 or 4 rounds just to remove it quickly. Another tremor in the ground as you finish. It's just not just the sarcophagus. It's where all of you are in this chamber. There's a slight tremor.
I picked up.
Okay.
I'm gonna run as well as soon as I've got everything
Okay.
that I didn't take.
He's gonna see someone carrying a sword and someone with a bunch of armor and just smile.
Wait. I don't think.
That's where you like to be. Like,
No, I'm with my BFF.
Oh, now you're in front.
No, I'm not in front, behind you.
So you guys heading straight up?
Yep.
Do you think I'm gonna stick around and steal
yeah,
stuff?
we're leaving.
Okay. So another tremor as you get through this next chamber with the sarcophaguses, and then by the time you get back to the pit area where you have to climb the rope and get to the other side and lower each other down and up and that whole thing, there's a couple other tremors. They seem to be getting a little bit stronger. You can see that some of the soil and stone and sand is starting to drop off the edges, and you probably didn't have a whole lot more time in here before things started to get a little bit shaky. But by the time you do finally get out into the night, and it's still very, very dark. You've been in here a little while, but it's still very, very dark outside as you're still a few hours away from morning. There is a glow off to the west, and you can see what appears to be not the sun rising, and it is on the Dormonts, but elevated in the air, kind of like a fiery glow, and then something more of a bluish incandescence near it. And then you see darkness, this massive darkness rising and moving and writhing in the distance toward it. And off, not too far away from where your vision is interrupted by just the distance, and as far as you can see, about 60, 80 feet away, and then in the dark night, even with your dark vision, it's a bit misty or foggy. Fog has seemed to kind of roll in a little bit, lying close to the ground. Figures seem to be rising out of the ground, pulling themselves up from the ground, ripping the earth apart as it comes up through the green grass, as the figures that are clearly very lean and disjointed, grotesque, have some bits of flesh on them, some are more skeletal than not, but they're not coming toward you, they're moving toward that illuminated figure. And you hear a voice shouting out over the Dormonts, louder than it should be. Fallen of House Dormont, rise again in service to your lord. In 5 nights' time I shall lead you, many more of your brothers, from this battlefield which once bore our name.
Oh, we should go.
So can you just show us the map,
Yes.
where they're heading or where they're...
They're all moving. The massive figures, I mean, the Dormonts is this huge area, obviously. It's easily a quarter of a mile away from you toward the west, but not quite at the tree line. And
More than that.
he seems to be going north slowly as the figures are rising, as if he's whoever, presumably Lord Dormont, is moving across the field, bringing more of his faithful servants to rise. First we shall reclaim your wick, snuffing the life from every living thing between here and there. And those too shall fill our ranks, until we are many thousands. And when the walls swell with our numbers, we travel south to Lion's Gate, where the crown awaits its rightful heir. And that's where we'll end tonight.
Damn it.
We lower that camera just a little bit. I feel like we're all low. That mic. Sit up.
I am sitting up.
Well, then how am I taller than 6'8" DJ?
I've got long legs.
You're sitting on a phone book or something.
Listen,
Yeah.
as long as I look the tallest, I don't care.
I want to see my belly button on there.
Cool.
A little better.
Lindsay's trying not to do anything stupid this session.
Famous last words. Wow, you guys are in a really tight space. Anything can happen in space like that.
At least a bloody nose.
Tim, do you hear like a delay when you hear yourself versus when you speak?
No.
Is it telling you to do bad things? Is it the inner voice inside your head that you're hearing?
Is it Jolo's voice in your head?
No, it's actually
Not a
Josh.
voice.
I'm gonna like punch him in the face tonight.
You already
Who, me?
pushed me and handcuffed me last time with your zebra manacles.
You enjoyed it, don't lie.
Yeah, I did.
My camera changes, the color changes when I drink. Now
That
it's
happens to me
orange.
in real life.
Now it's better. Now it's orange.
How weird.
Now it's better.